A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Christmas holidays the past few years, our Miss Brooks has been putting her time to good use, writing articles for the Western Quarterly magazine. Last year, they paid her $50 for an authentic article called The Vanishing Indian. And this year, they've agreed to pay her $100 for one on the Vanishing Hobo.
And next year, if they make it $200, I'll do one on the Vanishing School Teacher. To make this year's article as authentic as possible, I decided to get my information from a genuine hobo. So my first problem was, where would I be most likely to find the biggest bum in town? I decided to try the railroad yard, since my principal's office was closed for the holidays. And yesterday morning, my search was rewarded. I met a really loquacious tramp with whom I agreed to divide my fee for the article if he would supply the information I needed. As we walked back to my house, we made a very interesting couple. Me with my new Christmas hat and coat with patch pockets, and he with his broken-down derby and suit with patch pockets wherever you look. But my hobo still couldn't seem to get over his good fortune.
Then you're really shelling out half a C-note just to hear me spill? Boy, lady, it sure is lucky I stumbled onto you. Particularly since I just got in by lower berth from Chi.
You rode from Chicago by lower berth?
Yeah, all the way. Right under a Pullman car. I ride Pullmans all the time. You gotta know how to use your lump of lead to land a spot like that.
Your lump of lead?
Yeah, your head.
Well, knowing the students at Madison, I shouldn't have asked. Your vocabulary is a wee bit different from mine, Mr. You know, I still don't know your name.
It's the Earl of Peoria.
The Earl of Peoria? Well, what do you hear from the Princess Margaret Rose? I just couldn't resist that.
You should have. Nearly everybody pulls the same gag.
Well, here we are, Earl. This is where I live.
Hey, this is quite a trap you got here.
Oh, I don't know. In 6 years, I still haven't caught Mr. just a moment while I get here.
Oh, there you are, Connie. I was wondering if you'd be back in time for breakfast.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Davis. This is the Earl of Peoria.
Hello, lady.
Oh, how do you do, your lordship?
Mrs. Davis, you needn't bother to curtsy.
All right, dear. But would it be all right if I asked the Earl a question? It's a little personal.
That's okay, lady. Go right ahead.
How's the Princess Margaret Rose?
The last time the Earl was in Buckingham Palace, he forgot to inquire. Mrs. Davis, you can see by the way the Earl is dressed that he's a gentleman of the road.
Yeah, a hobo.
My, what a perfect disguise. Well, don't worry. Your secret is safe with me, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty? I tell her he's a hobo, and immediately she ups the ante. Mrs. Davis,
Maybe the Earl is hungry, Connie. Breakfast is on the table, and I know there's plenty for all three of us. Why not go ahead in, your worship?
Well, thanks. I won't mind a bite at that.
You can cut the wood later. Go right in, Susan. We'll be with you in a minute.
Thanks.
Mrs. Davis, the Earl is actually a genuine hobo.
Really? Well, dear, no matter what his profession is, it's nice that you're getting away from biologists for a change.
And I'm not seeing him to get away from Mr. Boynton. The Western Quarterly magazine is paying me $100 for an article called The Vanishing Hobo, and I'm simply seeing the Earl to get authentic information. Now, do you understand?
Of course, dear.
Good.
Where is he taking you on New Year's Eve?
He's not taking me anywhere. As of now, Mr. Boynton is still my New Year's Eve date.
Well, I thought you said he hasn't invited you yet. What if he doesn't ask you?
Well, then I'll have to resort to a clever little subterfuge which we women use only in extreme emergency.
What's that, dear?
I'll ask him. Anyway, I expect to see him in a little while. Walter's driving me over there to pick up his typewriter and borrow a clean shirt and tie for the Earl.
Oh, that reminds me, Connie. While you were out, Mr. Conklin called. He said to tell you to come over to his house as soon as Walter picks you up. He sounded as if it were a matter of life and death if you weren't there in half an hour.
I think I'll wait an hour and be sure. Everything's a matter of life and death with our principal when he wants me to do something for him. Doesn't he realize that these are the holidays and that we teachers have a right to some time off just as much as...
Oh, there's the back doorbell. That's probably Walter now. Come in, dear. The door's open.
Why is he coming in by the back door?
He probably wants to stop in the kitchen and drop off the bag of food I asked him to buy.
Good morning, ladies. Say, I just came through your dinette. You know, there's a man eating like crazy in there with both hands.
Well, go in and show him how you eat with both mouths. Go in and join him, Walter.
Say, who is he?
He's the Earl of Peoria, Walter.
The Earl of Peoria? Well, what does he hear from the Princess Margaret Rose?
That joke might easily become as popular as the bubonic plague. But to forestall any further speculation as to who he is, the Earl's a tramp who's helping me with an article I've been writing called The Vanishing Hobo. Now, is everything clear?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm glad.
Where is he taking you on New Year's Eve?
I wonder if this place is wired for sound. Now, Walter, if you're ready, let's get going. I have to stop off at our principal's house before we visit Mr. Boynton.
Oh, I'm not going with you, Miss Brooks. Yeah, I have some errands to do for my mother, so I thought I'd let you borrow my car. Yeah, I have every confidence you are my equal as a driver.
Give a pedestrian, take a pedestrian. Well, in that case, I might as well take the Earl along. That is, if your car is suitable for him. How high is the body from the ground, Walter?
But, Connie, what difference does it make how high the car's body is?
Plenty. I want the Earl to be perfectly comfortable while he rides under it. In case you're wondering whose house this is, Earl, it's my principal's.
Hey, it's not bad. Yes, sir, this is a real ice palace, isn't it?
Yes, that does describe the thin stuff I skate on around here.
Oh, hi, Miss Brooks. Daddy's been expecting you. Come on in.
Thanks, Harriet.
Daddy's in the... Oh, hello.
Hello, miss.
Harriet, this is the Earl of Peoria.
Oh, how do you do, Your Highness?
Harriet, you don't have to curtsy.
Well, all right. Then I'll...
And you don't have to kiss his hand, either.
Go on. Let her enjoy herself.
Well, at least could I ask the Earl a question? Of course, it is a little personal.
If it's about the Princess Margaret Rose's health, she's in bed with the gout.
Oh, Miss Brooks, how did you know what I was going to ask?
I read tea leaves. The Earl of Peoria is a hobo, Harriet.
Who is at the door, Harriet? Oh, it's you, Miss Brooks. What's that? How are you?
Mr. Conklin, this is the Earl of Peoria, and you needn't bother to curtsy, sir.
The Earl of Peoria. Well, what do you hear from the Prince of Wales? The Prince of Wales? Yeah? Oh, I really do come up with them, eh, Miss Brooks?
You should have stayed down with that one. Did you want to see me about something, sir?
Indeed I did. Come into my den, please.
Daddy, if you don't need me around here anymore, I'm going to meet Cynthia Craven.
Lucky Cynthia. Let me go, Harriet. Follow me, Miss Brooks.
You don't mind waiting here alone a few minutes, Earl?
Oh, not at all. It's a lot safer. Now, sit down, Miss Brooks. Now, tell me, just what is that hobo doing tagging along with you?
Well, I'm writing an article for the Western Quarterly magazine entitled The Vanishing Hobo. and I needed authentic information, so I found the Earl in the railroad yard. Does that explain everything, sir?
I believe it does.
I'm glad. What did you want to see me about, Mr. Conklin?
Miss Brooks, when I called this morning, I had a little errand I wanted you to perform for me, but I know how insignificant that will appear when I tell you about the reports Mr. Stone asked me to work on.
But, sir, didn't you explain to him that these are your holidays and there's time enough when you get back to school?
I did indeed, Miss Brooks. I was so persuasive, in fact, that Mr. Stone finally agreed to let me split my work half and half.
Half during the holidays and half after?
No, half for you and half for Miss Enright.
But, sir, these are my holidays, too.
Yes, they weren't they? Miss Brooks, those reports will only take you a few afternoons this coming week.
Oh, well, I don't suppose there's any use in protesting.
And my, you are maturing, aren't you? Now, the other thing is quite simple. Since you have Denton's car anyway, I didn't think you'd mind dropping off 3 or 4 suits of mine at the cleaners. My wife has taken our car up to her mother's for a few days.
Oh, that's all right, sir.
Fine. They're on one of the chairs in the hall. I'll show you. Yeah, they're right over there on this. Miss Brooks, they're gone. My suits are missing.
Oh, but that's impossible, sir. They couldn't be missing. Not with the Earl standing right in here guarding. Standing right...
Well...
Maybe he's standing outside guarding them.
The dirty crook stole my suit.
Oh, Mr. Conklin, what a horrible thing to say. Harriet probably told the Earl you wanted me to take your suits to the cleaners, and he probably carried them to the car for me. He's undoubtedly waiting in the car this very minute. Now, I'll just open the front door and show you how mistaken you are.
Well?
Why, the dirty crook stole Walter's car. Well, while I was writing my article on the vanishing hobo, the hobo vanished with Mr. Conklin's suit, Walter's car, and maybe even my job. I persuaded Mr. Conklin not to call the police just yet, to show a little faith in human nature. The sort of faith I showed later that morning when I dropped into Mr. Boynton's apartment to borrow his typewriter and wait for him to ask me out on New Year's Eve. I waited. And I waited. And I waited. Finally, with the amazing insight he usually displays, Mr. Boynton asked me the question I had been expecting.
What are you waiting for, Miss Brooks?
The baseball teams to go south for spring training. Mr. Boynton, do you realize there's only 5 more days till New Year's Eve?
Well, that's right, 5 days.
There's only 120 hours, 7,200 minutes. Sounds longer that way. I feel the only way to really celebrate is in some gay nightclub. Don't you agree, Mr. Boynton?
Not for me. They're too expensive.
Oh, they'll rob you blind. Personally, I prefer an intimate little house party. A friend of mine is giving...
House party? With all those crazy records? The wild dancing and the indiscriminate kissing at midnight?
I avoid those parties like the plague. That's why I thought I might go walking with some dear friend on New Year's Eve. You know, mixed with the gay, mad holiday crowds, Mr. Boynton. Walk and mix? Mix and walk?
I did that last year. Came down with an awful cold.
Like I say, Mr. Boynton, there's only one place to spend New Year's Eve, and I wish you'd tell me where. Mr. Boynton, what are we going to do New Year's Eve?
We? Well, I'm staying home. What are you doing New Year's Eve?
Not a thing, and thanks for the invitation. I'll be over at 9 sharp. Oh, before I forget, I came here to borrow your typewriter.
My typewriter? But your friend the Earl stopped by and borrowed it for you an hour ago. I told him a few keys were stuck, but he took it anyway.
The Earl was here and took your typewriter with him?
Yes, my portable.
With the Earl, everything is portable. That is, don't worry, Mr. Boynton. I'm sure you'll get it back.
Get it back? You mean he stole my typewriter?
Borrowed is a better word, Mr. Boynton.
But suppose he never brings it back?
Then stole is a better word.
Well, I'm not just going to sit around, Miss Brooks. I'm calling the police at once.
Oh, no, please, Mr. Boynton. I'm sure it isn't necessary. Maybe they're calling you.
Hello? Oh, yes, she's here. Miss Brooks, it's for you.
Oh, it must be the Earl. Hello? Look, you bring everything back, and I promise you won't serve 1 day in jail. Not 1 day. Believe me. You do believe me, don't you?
Yes, Connie, I believe.
Is that you, Mrs. Davis?
Yes, dear, it's me.
You didn't call for any special reason, did you?
Well, yes. My radio is missing.
Oh, no. Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure, dear. I have no television set, so it must be the radio. At first, I thought you took it out to have that knob fixed.
No, Mrs. Davis, I didn't take it.
Well, don't worry, dear. That nice gentleman friend of yours must have stolen it then.
Mrs. Davis, I'm surprised at you. I thought you would show a little more faith in human nature.
Well, I'm sorry, dear. Perhaps I spoke too quickly. But, Connie.
Yes?
Why don't you call Fisher's Pawn Shop just to make sure?
No, if the Earl had been there, the pawn shop would be missing by now. Goodbye, Mrs. Davis.
So he stole Mrs. Davis' radio, too. And you still think he'll be back, Miss Brooks?
Call it a sixth sense, Mr. Boynton. Call it a woman's intuition. Call it anything, but don't call the police. Please?
Oh, all right, Miss Brooks. In order not to embarrass you, I won't. But I don't share your confidence. I'm going hunting for that crook, and when I get my hands on him, there'll be fireworks.
Oh, I'm sure you'll catch him before the 4th of July. He'll be back soon. You'll see. Now, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Boynton, I've got to break some sad news to Walter.
What sad news?
That the car he loaned me this morning is now getting its kicks on Route 66. A little more ice cream, Walter? It's no trouble to go out to the kitchen and bring you another plate.
No, thanks. These 3 quarts are plenty. I've already been here an hour more than I expected.
I might as well tell you the truth. Your car is gone.
Gone?
Yes, the Earl disappeared today with your car, Mr. Boynton's typewriter, Mr. Conklin's clothes, and Mrs. Davis's radio.
Wow! That guy collects more stuff in a day than the Salvation Army does in a year. But why would a friend of yours do a thing like that, Miss Brooks?
A good question, Walter, and I'm sorry you asked it. But let's not lose our heads. I have an idea how and where we might find our vagabond friend.
How, Miss Brooks? Oh, I'm just itching to get my hands on that jalopy jipper.
Well, operating on the theory that it takes a crook to catch a crook, or in this case a hobo to catch a hobo, here's how I think we can find the Earl. All right, Walter, let's camp here.
All right, Miss Brooks. Gosh, you look funny in my father's old clothes.
How do I look, Walter?
You like my father.
Well, it's my own fault for asking. I was hoping I'd look like an authentic hobo.
Not you, Miss Brooks. But with that broken-down derby, you look a lot like the Earl. Excepting, of course, you haven't a 3 days' growth of beard.
I just couldn't wait for 3 days. Well, let's hope my idea works.
Hey, wait a minute. I think it's working already. Look over there.
Where?
That man, huddled over a fire. It's him, Miss Brooks. He's wearing the same broken-down derby, torn coat, handkerchief round his neck.
Yes, I think you're right, Walter. Now we'll sneak up behind him and take him by surprise. Ready?
Am I? Oh, for his sake, I hope his Blue Cross is paid up. Let's go.
All right. Tackle him, Walter.
Yep. Hold on. We got him, Miss Brooks.
All right, Earl, do you give up?
Miss Brooks, why are you sitting on my chest?
Wait, Mr. Boynton, Miss Brooks. You're sitting on Mr. Boynton's chest.
Well, so I am.
Why are you dressed like a tramp, Mr. Boynton?
Yes, I'm already convinced you can't afford much for New Year's Eve.
I might ask you and Walter the same question, Miss Brooks. Why are you dressed up like hobos?
I can't afford much for New Year's Eve either. That is, we figured it takes a hobo to catch a hobo.
Well, that's exactly the way I had it figured out. Miss Brooks, would you do me a big favor?
Certainly, Mr. Barrington. What is it?
Will you please get off my chest?
I am still there, aren't I? Well, it seems we were both operating on the same theory to catch the Earl, so...
Hey, Miss Brooks, look. Over there, it's him. It's just who we're looking for.
Where's him? I mean, who's who? Where?
Behind that tree by the open fire.
Yeah, it's him. Yes, it does look like him. The broken derby, the torn coat, the handkerchief. All right, the three of us will sneak up and grab him. Ready, Mr. Barrington?
Not quite.
Oh, that's right. I'm still on your chest. There. How's that?
All right, now. We'll sneak up behind him. And when I give the signal, we grab him.
Oui, mon capitaine.
Okay, grab him.
All right, Earl, we got you.
Miss Brooks, will you kindly remove those pointed knees from my chest?
Conklin, is that you?
No, Miss Brooks. It's Liberace.
But gosh, Mr. Conklin, what are you doing in a railroad yard dressed up like a tramp?
If you must know, Denton, I am only a school principal by day. By night, I have a full-time job with the railroad, toasting weenies over open fire. Now, what is the meaning of this dastardly attack by the three of you on my person?
Mr. Conklin, we had no idea it was you. The way you were dressed, we thought you were the Earl. Just why did you come here, sir?
Because I dearly loved those clothes Miss Brooks' decrepit raffles so callously took from me. And acting on the theory it takes a crook to catch a crook?
Hey, we all had the same idea, Mr. Conklin.
Well, goody gumdrop. Now, see here, Miss Brooks.
Wait a minute, sir. Now, I think I really see him.
The Earl? Where, Mr. Barrington?
Over there, by the tracks. Bent over that little fire. Oh, this time it must be the Earl.
And why must it be the Earl this time, Boynton?
Because we've already run out of bums. Certainly looks like him, sir.
Well, yes, it does. Same broken derby, torn coat. All right, men, follow me. When I give the signal, attack.
Oui, mon général.
Over the top, men! Go for broke! Banzai!
All right, we've got it now, Earl. Do you give up?
Yes, Connie, I give up. And please tell your hobo friends not to sit on me. It aggravates my arthritis.
They're not hobos, Mrs. Davis. That's Mr. Boynton, Mr. Conklin, and Walter Denton.
I can't help who they are. They still aggravate my arthritis.
We're awfully sorry, Mrs. Davis. We didn't know.
Why are you dressed up like a tramp?
Well, I do miss my little radio, dear. And I was hoping I'd run into your gentleman friend down here.
Well, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not wasting any more time. I'm going to the police at once.
I don't think that will be necessary, Osgood. There's a plainclothes detective coming toward us this minute.
What so there is?
In these clothes, we'll be pinched.
Well, there's nothing we can do, Miss Brooks. He sees us.
Officer, you must believe us. We are not actually tramps. We are only people...
Get up, you things. I'll handle this. Now, listen, copper. You can't get a thing on us. Not a thing.
Copper, lady, don't you recognize me? I'm the Earl of Peoria.
The Earl of Peoria.
Soon to be known as the Duke of Alcatraz. Young man, if that's my suit you're wearing, you may consider it the suit you are about to be laid out in.
Hey, let go of me, Mac. I paid for this suit with my own money.
Certainly. He's probably collecting unemployment insurance.
I demand to know this instant, where are my clothes?
And my car.
And my typewriter.
And my radio.
I pass. Earl, you'd better tell these people where their things are. They want to call the police.
Miss Brooks, is that what you think of me, too? that I stole these things?
No, I don't, Earl. I had a hunch you'd be back.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. You treated me so nice today, I figured I'd do something for your pals. So I took your principal's clothes to a real good tailor, and I fixed up the typewriter, radio, and car. I paid for everything myself and brought them all back before I came down here.
A very interesting explanation. And exactly where did you get the money for all those repairs, plus the new suit you're wearing?
The money I got was some advance dough and some work I'm doing.
Advance money? For what?
Well, you see, Miss Brooks, while you were writing an article about hobos for your magazine, I was writing an article about teachers for the Hobo News.
An article about teachers for the Hobo News?
And if he can get a photographer down here in a hurry, they'll believe every word of it.
And now, here is Eve Arden. Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, transcribed, was produced and directed by Larry Burns, written by Arthur Ellsberg and Lou Gorman, with the music of Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Conklin was played by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Crenna, Bob Rockwell, Gloria McMillan, and Peter Leeds.
For a good Thanksgiving dinner, many bird has lost his head. But they never miss them, because after all, they're dead. But you won't know what you're missing if you don't see Norge.
Transcribed from Hollywood, Norge, a division of Fort Warner, manufacturers of America's most modern automatic and wringer washers, gas and electric ranges, water heaters, and home freezers. Originators and world's largest manufacturers of self-defrosting refrigerators, Norge presents The Red Skelton Show. With Red Skelton, David Rose and his orchestra, Lorene Tuttle, Pat McGee, and Dick Ryan, and the Smith twins will be me, Rod O'Connor. Now the star of our program, MGM's clown, Red Skelton.
Thank you and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hiya, Rod.
Hiya, Red. Say, I want
Hold it a second, Rod. This being the Thanksgiving season, I think we should have a moment of silence for all those turkeys gave up their lives so that people could make hogs out of ourselves. Okay, now what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to tell you that I stuffed my own turkey this year.
Yeah, what?
I said I was just going to say that I stuffed my own turkey this year.
Yeah, from the look, you stuffed it down your mouth.
Say, the price of the turkey was really high this year.
Yeah, if the price of turkey goes any higher, next year we will probably have used turkey dealers. You'll have to trade in your old 1951 model turkey to get a 52 model. It costs so much to get a new one. I know what's coming and it stinks. It will cost almost as much as the new ones, and that won't include the accessories such as stuffings and drumsticks. I warned you.
Well, how much did your turkey cost this year?
Oh, I couldn't afford to buy one this year. The FHA wouldn't finance it. So I just dusted off the one we had last year.
You ate a year-old turkey?
Sure, I like them better when they're cold. After I finished eating it last year, we put it in what was left in the deep freeze, along with last year's Christmas tree.
Is there anything left on the turkey to eat?
Not much, mostly goose pimples.
Hey, those freezers are...
Hey, you know what I did? This turkey, one year, we had a turkey. I have a way of getting rid of them, you know.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I take an axe, see, and I look at the turkey right in the eye, see, and I'll let him watch me. And then he keeps his eye on me, and I run real fast, and he wrings his own neck.
You were talking about deep freezers a minute ago, Red. Those freezers are really wonderful, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I'll say. I got stuff in my freezer that's 5 years old. I think some of these jokes came from that.
You mean you keep your jokes in your deep freezer?
No, the writer's in there.
Oh. Well, I happen to know you bought a turkey this year. How big a turkey is it?
Well, it was supposed to weigh 30 pounds, but when I took the feathers off of him, he looked absolutely indecent. And he only weighed 10 pounds.
How come?
Underneath those feathers, he was wearing padding. Those weren't his real drumsticks.
Oh, come on now, Rick.
You ever see some of these guys around Hollywood with those suits with the paddings in them? They walk around, they take off their coat, they look like the unveiling of a broom.
You mean those really weren't his real shoulders? You're kidding.
No. The turkey weighed about 30 pounds, but the time we ate him, he only weighed 10 pounds, you see. I bought him alive, and he became a pet. And we liked him so well that we couldn't stand to kill him. So we starved him to death. In case anyone's still listening, here's the Smith twins to sing Count Your Blessings.
Count your blessings and be content with what you got. Count your blessings, forget what you have not. Sing a little melody happily and merrily. It doesn't cost you a cent. So, count your blessings, it's time well spent. One little blessing, I love you. 2 little blessings, you love me. 3 little blessings for today. And many more to come our way. So, count your blessings and be content with what you got. Count your blessings. Forget what you have not. Play a little melody, happily and merrily. It doesn't cost you a cent, so count your blessings. It's time well spent. It's time well spent.
I'll bet you ladies could use some extra help from now on through New Year's. Well, here's how you can get it. Help that never forgets, never talks back, and never gets tired. Get the new Norge 4-way automatic electric range that cooks by remote control. You just tell it what to do by setting the selector switch on automatic. And your Norge will turn itself on at the right time, cook a whole dinner to perfection, then turn itself off again. And it's not just the oven that works automatically. The deep well cooker, the high-low surface unit, and the appliance outlet work automatically, too. And this new Norge is so speedy. The new flat-top surface elements get the heat into the food faster. And there's a super-fast rocket element that gets red hot in seconds. Then there's the big Norge blended heat oven. It not only bakes better, but it bakes cheaper. Actually bakes with the electricity off 3/4 of the time. Why not trade in your old range for a new remote-controlled electric model now, so you can enjoy it during the holidays? You won't know what you're missing if you don't see Norge.
From the Skelton Scrapbook of Satire, we present a story entitled Things to be Thankful For. Chapter 1 is dedicated to all wives who should be thankful they don't have a husband like Willie Lump Lump.
Good morning, Willie.
Who's trying to start an argument? What are you waking me up for? First, you dragged me off to a Thanksgiving party last night, and then the cops dragged me home. I got a drag around this town, boy. I'll get lost so I can get some sleep.
But it's time for you to go to work.
You mean you woke me up just to tell me that? Of all the low down... I will get you if it's the last thing I do.
Willie, if you don't hurry up, you'll be late for work.
So I'm late for work. So what? There's not much of a future at that Tutti Frutti factory. They can get along without me. I'm tired of being the head Tutti around there anyhow. I thought by now I could have at least worked myself up to be an assistant Fruity. You see what I do? When the Tutti Frutti comes by, I separate it. I see that there's not more Tutti than Fruity. And sometimes there's more Fruity than there is Tutti. That's my job. No, I can get along without me very well.
Remember, you've got 3 mouths to feed.
Yeah? Will you grow 2 more?
I was referring to myself and the other responsibility we acquired a year after we were married.
Oh, yeah. Well, look, you tell your mother I'm tired of supporting. Your mother and that Carlsbad Tavern that she calls a mouth. As far as I'm concerned, my dear little bride, you can tell her to pack her racing form and get out.
Will you please get out of bed?
I am sorry. I have so many covers over me, I have to use a bookmarker to find myself. I put too many covers on last night, and they got me pinned down. I'm stuck to the springs.
Well, no wonder. You're sleeping under the mattress.
Well, I wanted to put my pants under the mattress so they'd have a nice crease in them, see? But I was just too tired to take them off.
Here's some clean socks.
Clean socks? Aren't we getting a little extravagant?
Willie, you'll be home early tonight.
I'll be home 20 minutes after.
20 minutes after what?
After they throw me out of Joe's place. That reminds me, I'm thirsty.
Oh, I'll get you some water.
I said thirsty, not dirty.
Water won't hurt you.
Oh, no. Did you ever see the inside of a water pipe?
And did you ever see the inside of a fermented keg?
All right. I'd rather be moldy than rusty. Why do you want me to come home early for? Your mother wrestling on television again?
No. We're invited out to a Thanksgiving dinner. And by the way, Willie, the party is formal.
Oh, well, good.
I need a new dress for the party.
A new dress? What's wrong with the last dress I bought you? Goodness me.
It's out of style.
Already? Why, you just got it for MacArthur's speech. The one that he made when he graduated from West Point.
Willie, I spend less on an evening gown than you spend in a week at Joe's
Well,
place.
I'm glad that you admit that you're all wasteful with money.
Well, I guess we'll just have to cancel our date. I refuse to wear my old dress. It makes me look a fright.
As long as it's an improvement, who cares?
Well, if you want me to make a good impression, or maybe you don't. Maybe you'd rather I wear old rags. Or go in a gunny sack.
You would look good in a gunny sack. Well, match that potato head you got. Besides, my bank account is getting pretty low. Low.
Have your checks been bouncing?
I got news for you. The last month, when the bank returned my check, the mailman dribbled it to the door.
Must you yell? You want all the neighbors to hear you?
I don't care if they do. I don't have to impress people. I don't have to impress people, especially neighbors. Always peeking over the fence, borrowing sugar, everything, and I don't have to impress people.
You said that twice.
I said what?
You don't have to impress people.
That's what I just said. You and your big mouth.
My mouth isn't big.
Oh, no? And why was it when we were in New York, you were standing by the Hudson River, and you yawned, and the guy says, where do I pay toll to go through the tunnel?
What did you say?
Well, it took you an awful long time not to hear me. I said I don't have to impress people.
Look, who's talking about impressing people?
Who?
You.
I sound like an owl. Who? I wasn't paying any attention. See, I never listen to anything I say. I talk to myself, and at times I get some pretty stupid answers. I bore me.
And I noticed that last night at our party you tried to impress your boss with one of your fancy mixers.
Oh, yeah. What's wrong with that?
I suppose you know your boss is in the hospital.
Well, it was an Air Corps special. What happened to him?
Well, you fixed him one of your Willie Lump specials.
That's the old Air Corps drink.
Well...
You mean one of those yummy yogurts with vodka?
Yes.
Formaldehyde chaser?
He drank just once, and then he opened the window on the second floor and said, well, I think I'll fly around the block.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Then why didn't you stop him?
I thought he could make it.
And now here's David Rose and his orchestra playing their arrangement of All the Things You Are. And now for our weekly homemaker hint from Jane Masters, co-director of the Norge Home Economics Department.
Hello there. If you have a refrigerator with a cross-top freezer or a home freezer, here's a smart way to get a head start on your holiday baking. Instead of baking just enough layers for one cake, bake 6 layers and freeze 4 of them. Then you'll have a couple of 2-layer cakes all ready to thaw out and frost anytime you need them.
Of course, if you have a Norge electric range with that wonderful blended heat oven, you can bake all 6 cake layers at once. Because in this big oven there just aren't any hot or cold spots. You can use every inch of it. And the new remote control model has a lighted picture window so you don't even have to open the oven door to watch your baking. In fact, you don't even have to stay home to cook when you have a Norge remote control range because it's 4 ways automatic. Get your nearby Norge dealer to show you the new remote control electric range. You can depend on it because everything Norge makes right. Believe me, you won't know what you're missing if you don't see Norge. Chapter 2 of Things to be Thankful For concerns a punchy fighter who should be thankful he's still alive, Cauliflower McPug.
What do you mean I'm a washed-up bum? I still got a lot on the ball. My father had a lot on the ball, but he had a big chain that held him back. Yes, sir, I still got a lot of old fight left in me. Not much blood, but a lot of fight left, you know. Hey, I wish that canary would stop chirping. He's getting on my nerves. Let's see, where was I?
Hey, fella. Hold it a second, will you?
Who is it? Keep talking, I'll find you. Where you at?
Where? Cauliflower McPug. I suppose you're still hearing bells and boys?
Are you kidding? Bells and boys? Only bums who've taken one punch too many here, bells and birds. I'll guarantee you, boy, and I'm really in good condition. You better call the cops. A burglar alarm just went off. Yeah, well, they scared my pigeons away.
Look, I'm sorry I bothered you.
Yeah?
The guy that was supposed to fight Killer Roderick tonight didn't show up, and I was trying to find a substitute, but you won't do.
What do you mean I won't do? I can take the dive the best as the rest of them can. They call me the Esther Williams of the Main Street Gym. The guy said to me last night, he said, I want you to lay down in the second round. I said, are you nuts? I never went that distance before.
Well, I'll tell you wouldn't last 2 seconds in the ring with Killer Roderick.
Oh, no?
You don't even have any muscles.
Oh, don't feel that arm, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, wait now, I'll find it. In my sleeve there someplace. Oh, there it is. Feel that, boy. Looks like a macaroni with veins, don't it?
I don't feel any muscle.
Well, be patient. It'll swim along in a minute.
I'm sorry, but I can't use you.
What do you mean? I got a good fight record. I was the pantyweight champ of the campfire girls.
I said I can't use you. You get murdered.
You might know. Will you stop that? The some guy tapped me on the back of the head, but when I turned around, he's never there.
No, I'm sorry, McPug, but you'd get murdered.
Now, look, you might not know it, but I fought in the garden.
Madison Square Garden?
No, vegetable garden. My wife and I was out there hoeing the other day. Look, I got to fight. I need some dough to buy a Thanksgiving ostrich.
You mean turkey?
No, this is a turkey. We got it now. No, I want an ostrich. I'm nuts about drumsticks.
You're nuts, period.
You going to give me a chance to make some dough?
Okay. Tell me, you got any boxing trunks?
I fight in a full dress suit. That's in case anything happened, all you got to do is cross my arms and carry me out.
Okay, come on out to the locker room.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
All right. Now hurry and get dressed. Your bout goes on next.
My what does go on next?
Your bout goes on next.
Oh, it does. That's good. My bout goes on next.
That's right.
What's a bout? Oh, now let's see. I'll take my pants off. I always forget to unbuckle my belt.
Boy, what skinny legs.
Yes. Dogs follow me around with a bottle of ketchup all the time. The other day I was down to the beach. I was there wetting out the sun, you see. And I'm so skinny that a dog buried me 3 times. Then a guy was throwing his stick out in the water. That dog brought me back 9 times. They look like a couple of rubber bands, don't they, huh? Well, stop snapping them, will you? Now, I got my boxing trunks on here.
Ain't they a teeny-weeny bit large for you?
Oh, no, I always wear them off the shoulders.
All right, come on, this way to the ring.
Okay. I'll show you some class, boy. Watch me jump over the rope.
Go ahead.
Watch me crawl under the rope.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this corner, at 122 pounds, 8 ounces, California McCloud.
Oh, they're with me. The crowd's with me. I can see that.
And in this corner, at 210 pounds, Killer Rodriguez. This fight is scheduled for 10 rounds.
What that lady screamed for when he took off his robe and forget his twins?
This fight is scheduled for 10 rounds. But we know, don't we, folks? All right, boys.
I'm glad you like it. I mean...
Now you know the rules.
Yeah.
I want you to fight clean. And remember, Cauliflower, I want you to put up a good showing.
Oh, well, you can count on me.
I expect to. Now then, shake hands, and when the bell rings, come out fighting.
Why can't I come out fighting? I'm not mad at this guy.
California, you all right?
Yeah. Give me a chance to get my breath, will you? That's a long walk from the center of the ring, you know. Boy, the next time I'll be carried out and I won't have to walk, you see.
I wish there was something I could give you that would keep you from being hurt.
Well, the matter of fact there is. You don't happen to have a ticket to Honolulu, do you?
Here, put these rubber teeth in your mouth.
Oh, thank you.
Cauliflower, you weren't supposed to swallow them. They were to protect your real teeth.
Well, my real teeth will be down there and wait them in a few seconds.
Now, look, keep calm.
Yeah?
And don't let his muscles fool you.
Oh, they don't fool me. They're real. I heard that dame scream. Oh, there goes the bell.
Hey, come back here. The bell didn't ring yet.
What was it, a fire alarm?
Be calm. Well, go on, Cauliflower. Did you hear the bell?
What? I didn't hear any bell. What do you think, I'm pointing or something?
He's coming after you. Get in your best fighting position.
Okay, I'll stretch out on the floor. I'll pick him. Oh, go on, Killer. Let's see you hit me. Come on, boy.
Okay, Puny, try this on for size.
Get up, Cauliflower, get up!
No, I can see the fight much better from the third row here. I'll pick this guy up, big bunch of flab.
That's right, Cauliflower. Keep away from him.
I am.
Keep away from him.
I'm trying to. That's why I'm crawling under the canvas here.
Keep moving, Cauliflower. You're doing swell.
I am, huh?
After this fight, you'll go places.
Yeah, to the board.
Take that, and that, and that.
Those punches.
Huh?
Stop some punches there.
You don't see any of them going by me, do you? That was a tricky one. Did you see what I just did? He threw a terrific right, and I cleverly blocked it with my arm.
You're doing good. You got him baffled.
I got him baffled. You said it, boy. I sure fool him, don't I? He thinks I'm going to duck, but I don't.
You're a real welterweight.
Yeah, but I got more wealth than weight.
Okay, Dream Boy, here's your ticket to the land of Nod. Pleasant dreams.
1, 2, 3.
Cauliflower, get up! Get up!
Get up, can't you see I'm on the phone?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're out.
How do you expect a guy to sleep with all this racket going on?
Oh, that was a great fight, Cauliflower.
What good, huh?
You rest up and be back here at 10 o'clock.
What for? What do you want an encore?
No. You got to be back here for the fight.
For the fight? Well, what the name in heaven was this?
This was just a rehearsal for the television cameras.
This is Rod O'Connor saying, remember, in refrigerators, home freezers, gas and electric ranges, washers and water heaters, everything Norge makes right. Stop in at your Norge dealers and see the new Norge remote control electric range that bakes, broils, boils, or simmers automatically. Turns itself on, cooks dinner, and then turns itself off again while you're out. The range that gives you 7 faster cooking surface heat speeds. The range that's so thrifty it bakes with the electricity off 3/4 of the time. Yes, you better see the new Norge 4-way electric automatic range at your Norge dealers right away. And now until next week.
This is Red Skelton saying thanks for listening and reminding you that you won't know what you're missing if you don't see Norge.
Join us again next week for the Red Skelton Show. Red Skelton is heard in this program through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. This is a copyrighted feature transcribed from Hollywood. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Hey, Abbott, what time is it?
It's time for the Abbott Costello Show. We're on the air here in Hollywood.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go with the Abbott Costello Show.
Yes, from Hollywood, it's the transcribed Abbott and Costello Show with their singing stars Susan Miller and Matty Melnick's orchestra and yours truly, Michael Roy. So hold on to your chairs, folks, for here they are, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello.
All right, Costello. What have you got under your arm?
Well, my mother sent this family album over to Aunt May.
Let me see it a minute. Mm-hmm. Well, here's a picture of Uncle Mike. He's standing by Boulder Dam, isn't he?
That's not Boulder Dam. That's Aunt May. Her girdle and the camera snapped at the same time.
Here's a picture of your brother, Pat. Wait a minute. Who's that tall, skinny girl with the curls holding his hand?
That's me.
You? Mm-hmm. I'll bet all the boys thought you were a girl.
Yes. And the nice part of it was, the girls thought I was, too.
Wait a minute. Hey, how did this get in here? This is a picture of my Uncle Harry. Oh, he was a real sport, though. That's a bowling ball he has in his hand.
Bowling ball? Why is it chained to his leg?
Costello, your income tax plan came in this morning. Do you realize that you only have a few days left to file your income tax?
I took care of that, Abbott. And this year it's going to cost me a lot less.
Why?
I put the government down as a dependent.
You dummy, you can't do that. You don't even know the first thing about income taxes.
Is that so? Well, listen to this. First you get down to the tax bureau, walk inside. There's a guy sitting down with a lot of papers and pencils. He's the income tax collector.
That's right.
First you take all the money you made last year.
Then?
That's all. He just takes all the money you made last year.
That's ridiculous. I'll try to explain it to you. Here, take this tax form and read the first paragraph. Are you living with husband or wife?
I have no wife, and I'm not living with my husband.
Oh, I see. You left him, eh?
Yes, because he beat me.
Why did
and
you
he was mean to the children. He beat me. He was mean to the children. He. Wait a minute. I haven't got any husband. I'm an old maid.
Well, skip that and go on to the next question. Here, read it.
It says, did you or did you not, during the fiscal year of 1947, follow procedure according to Schedule 4, Section 17, Drawing Room 8?
Well, did you?
I wanted to, but I had to go by bus.
How can I help if you're going to act so dumb? You must have your taxes in by March 15th. All of us must. Our government needs that money more than ever. This year, especially for expenses here at home.
What do they do with it here at home, Abbott?
Well, for instance, there's the FHA. Do you know how that works?
Is anything like OB?
What is OB?
That's BO, spelled backwards.
No. That's the FHA is the Federal Housing Administration. Now, suppose you wanted to buy a house. That cost, say, $5,000, and you only had $2,000. What would you do?
I'd marry a girl with $3,000.
Costello, how can you be such an imbecile?
I practice.
You practice? No use discussing money with you. You don't even know the difference between capital and labor.
Oh, yes, I do. Now, if I lend you $10, that's capital.
That's right.
But when I try to get it back, that's labor.
Shame on you, Costello. You should pay your taxes with a smile.
I tried that, Abbott, but they want cash.
Are you two gentlemen, Abbott and Costello?
Yes?
Well, I'm from the Income Tax Department, and I'm here to collect your 1950 taxes.
1950 taxes? This is only 1948.
My goodness, aren't we impatient?
Abbott, those income tax collectors are pretty sharp. They sure know how to get your money. I met an income tax man once on a plane, and we hit 4 air pockets. He had his hand in every one of them.
Never mind that. You better get busy on your income tax. Do you have any surplus money?
I'm so broke I had to dump 4 bottles of Coca-Cola in the sink so I could collect the deposit on the bottles.
Well, being broke makes no difference. You've got to file your income tax. And remember, you've got to give them an honest count.
Abbott, how can you make such an insinuation? I always give them an honest count. I'm patriotic. And besides that, they watch you too close.
Costello, you'll never be able to make out your return. Come with me. I'm going to take you to an income tax accountant. Costello, here's the income tax accountant's office. Now, do as he tells you because he knows all about finance.
Well, I know a little about finance, too. I studied finance with Morgenthau, Rockefeller, Vanderbilt, Guggenheim, and Rita Hayworth.
Well, what could you learn from Rita Hayworth?
More than I learned from Morgenthau, Rockefeller, Vanderbilt.
Talk sense. Let's go into the accountant's office.
Oh, come right in, Mr. Abbott and Miss Costello. What can I do for you?
Well, Costello wants to file his income tax. He's having a little trouble with the complicated forms.
Oh, the forms are certainly complicated.
Yeah.
The only persons who can figure them out are school teachers.
Yes, school teachers are the only ones smart enough to figure out the tax, but it don't do them no good.
Why not?
They don't make enough to pay a tax.
Well, let's get on to business. Mr. Costello, how much money did you make last year?
Well, I'm...
Speak right up, young man. Speak right up. All this information's confidential.
Well, I made...
Tell me about it. Come on, tell me about it. How much you made?
Well, it was about...
What's the matter? Has the cat got your tongue? Get the marbles out of your mouth.
I thought only in pictures I have a stuntman.
Well, come on,
I got a professional spitter out of marbles.
Come on, Jester. Answer the man's question.
Hey, Costello, did you work last year?
Oh, yes. I had a very steady job.
What did you do?
I refereed all the fights at Zeros.
Now, for the fiscal year of 1947, by what method did you ascertain your income?
Here, watch your language. This program is being broadcasted to school children in Japan.
The man wants to know how you file out your form last year.
Collector wrote that joke.
Lou. The man wants to know how you filled out your form last year.
By eating mashed potatoes and banana splits.
Well, let's look over your papers. Did you make any donations to charity?
Oh, sure. I gave $502 to the Los Angeles Police Department.
Did you get a receipt?
The parking tickets are in my car.
Hold everything, Costello. After checking over your return, I find that you've earned $495 last year. And if you don't make any more money between now and March 15th, you don't have to pay any income tax.
Fine. Now, how much are you going to charge Costello for filling out his return?
Well, I have family group rates. If you could get me your Uncle Mike's business, I might get you a reduction.
Uncle Mike already filled out his tax form. He put down $59,000 tax.
Wait a minute. How can your Uncle Mike pay $59,000 tax when he only makes $14 a week?
He went down to the post office to fill out his form, and while he was standing in line, he copied from the guy in front of him.
Look, Costello, hasn't he any dependents?
Yes, 20 kids. 10 from Aunt May's first marriage.
Wait a minute. You mean Aunt May has 10 children from her first marriage and 10 from Uncle Mike?
Yes, he copied from the guy in front of him. I'm happy. Why am I happy? No income tax to pay. No problem.
Here I am.
Up to now.
Well, if it isn't my sweet little wife, Betty. How are you, Betty, darling?
Holly, I'm so excited. I just came from the doctor, and he's going to change my nose.
That's good. Maybe this time they'll put it in the middle of your face.
Now, you go ahead, Costello. Insult me all you want, but my husband thinks I'm beautiful. Don't you, buddy dear?
Yes, darling. Your hair looks beautiful tonight.
Oh, well, it should. I just had it washed.
Oh, I could tell that, Mrs. Abbott.
Oh, you could?
The laundry tag is still tied to your bangs.
Well, what's the idiot so happy about tonight?
Oh, Costello just filed his personal income tax.
Oh, you fast little businessman, you. I'd hate to pay a tax on your corporation. I taxed my brain for that one.
Abbott, there's no tax on abandoned property.
That reminds me that I owe you $20 for mowing the lawn last month.
Oh, that's swell. And I certainly could use that.
Hey, wait a minute. Don't take it, Costello. Remember what the man said about taking any more money before March 15th?
Ooh, that's right.
Hey.
Mrs. Abbott, I don't want your money.
Well, but you did the work, and the money is yours.
Oh, Mrs. Abbott, you couldn't force me to take that money.
Well, if you won't take the money, then I must give you a great big kiss.
You forced me. Goodbye, Mrs. Abbott.
Now, Costello, look what you've done. You've got $20 too much money.
Abbott, don't let him put me in jail.
Hiya, fellas.
Well, it's our orchestra leader, Matty Melnick.
Abbott, maybe I can unload this dough on him. Say, Matty, could you use $20?
No, I got plenty of money. By the way, Costello, here's the $20 I borrowed from you last Saturday.
Oh, I forgot about that, Matty. You want to give me money? Oh, no.
Costello, remember your income tax?
I did. That's what I remember. Matty, you couldn't force me to take that money.
Okay. If you won't take the money, I'll give you a swell routine that I wrote for you and Abbott. You say to Abbott, what's on first? And Abbott says, no, who's on first and what's on second? And you say, I don't know.
Wait a minute. That's enough. Wait a minute. You forced me. Give me the money.
Okay. So long, fellas.
Costello, you did it again. Now you've got $40 too much money.
I'll get rid of it. I'll go out and spend it.
What can you buy with $40?
Well, if you lend me $5, that will make $45, and I might be able to buy a couple of pork chops.
Well, hello, boys.
Look, Costello, it's Susan Miller.
Hello, Costello, honey. I haven't seen you since the cocktail party last Saturday. Did you get home all right?
Yes, but I woke up the next morning with 2 big circles under my eyes.
From staying up late?
No, somebody set a couple of wet beer glasses on my face.
By the way, Costello, I'm selling raffle tickets for my club. They're $5 apiece, and
I'll buy 8 of them.
Costello, 8 tickets would be $40. Can you afford to buy 8?
I can't afford to buy any less.
Fellow, I appreciate your spirit, but you couldn't force me to take that money.
Susan, you sell me 8 tickets and take this $40 or I'll kiss you right here.
You forced me. Here's the ticket. Goodbye.
Nice work, Costello. That $40 you gave Susan brought you back to your $495, your original non-taxable income. Now, do you think you can keep from making any more money before March 15th, please?
Oh, certainly. My Uncle Tom taught me that a man can do anything that he puts his mind to. Uncle Tom once made up his mind to be a butterfly. He hollered, "I'm a butterfly. I'm a butterfly."
Did he turn into a butterfly?
No, but they took him away in a net.
Boys, I rushed back here just as fast as I could. Have you heard the news? Somebody won a lot of money.
Well, that's all right, Susan. I expected to lose, but I'll be a big success someday.
Costello, to be a success, you've got to have brains.
I got brains.
And you've got to work hard.
I'll work hard.
And you've got to keep away from women.
I'll work hard. Who cares about money? I even wish I had more money to lose.
You have now.
Good. And I'm... What did you say, Susan?
Yes, Costello. The 8 chances you took from me won the first 8 prizes in the raffle. And here's the money. $3,000.
Oh, Susan, what have you done to me? After what we've meant to each other, I've always treated you nice. I took you out, took you to the swellest places, showed you a good time, and now a few days before the income taxes are due, you put me in a higher bracket. Oh, I wish I was dead.
Costello, I don't understand you. Well, why don't you take the $3,000 and sink it in something?
That's a great idea. Where's the nearest river?
Come on, Costello, we've got to work fast. See you later, Susan.
Abbott, what do we do now?
Why, you ingrate. You and your raffle tickets. Here I work my fingers to the bone. I slave. I stay up nights thinking how to keep you broke. And you go behind my back and win $3,000. Why? Why do you do these things to me?
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
I'll say you are. You know, I've come to the conclusion you have the brain of a low-grade moron.
Abbott, you can have it back anytime you want it.
Now, you listen to me. You got to get rid of that $3,000. Or we'll have to pay income tax on it now.
That's impossible.
What do you mean?
$3,000 won't pay the income tax on $3,000. I wonder how I can get rid of this money.
Wait a minute, I've got it. We give $1,000 apiece to the first 3 people we meet.
Oh, pardon me, gentlemen, but I'm in distress. Will you help me out?
Help you out of distress? Lady, you can't walk around the street without a dress.
Oh, cut this out, Costello. Come on, give this lady $1,000.
$1,000?
That's right. And here it is. $1,000 right on the nose. Be happy.
Be happy? I certainly will. Oh, thank you. Goodbye.
Now, come on, Costello. Come on. You've got $2,000 left. Let's get rid of it. Fast.
All right, you guys. This is a stick-up.
Oh, please. Mister, don't point that gun at me.
Shut up and heist him.
Mr. Burglar, will you please say heist him again?
What for?
My pants are falling down.
Now, don't be a wise guy. My trigger finger is itching.
Do you want me to scratch it for you?
Come on, hand over that dough.
Costello, here's your chance to get rid of the other $2,000.
Hey, that's right. Here, Mr. Burglar, here is $2,000 for you.
What?
I wish you had stuck me up 5 minutes ago. I'd have given you $3,000.
There's something tricky about this stick-up. Why are you so happy to get rid of this dough?
Well, you see, Mr. Costello wants to get rid of this money. It's almost income tax time, and that $2,000 puts him in a higher income bracket.
Oh, that's different. Hey, wait a minute.
Well, what's the matter?
I've just figured my earnings for this year. Let me see. Well, I hired the bank in Frisco. That's $21,000. The bank in Oakland, that was $2,000. Then I stuck up the bank in Pismo Beach.
Bank in Pismo Beach? You must have got a few thousand clams out of there.
Yeah, I can't pay income tax on all that loot. I've got to get rid of it.
Yes, sir, and you better do it before March 15th.
March 15th? I ain't going to get rid of it right now. Here, Fatso. Here's $35,000. So long, George.
What am I going to do with all this money?
Give it to somebody, quick.
Here comes a lady. I'll give it to her. Pardon me, madam. Would you like...
Oh, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Yeah, but it's the same lady I gave $1,000 to.
Yes, I am. And remember when you gave me the $1,000, you said, be happy.
Yes?
Well, Be Happy won the race and paid 90 to
No.
1.
No.
Here's your share.
No.
$45. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is door. D-O-O-R.
Oh, Fenneman can spell. Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
You can do better than that. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $5,000 tonight.
Groucho, just before we went on the air, we selected a housewife and a man with an interesting background from our audience. And here they are, Mrs. Maxine Brown and Mr. Salvador Vara. Come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Let's see, Mrs. Maxine Brown and Mr. Salvador Vara. Mrs. Brown, where are you from?
I'm from Dongan Hills, Staten Island.
Dongan Hills, huh? Someone out there from Nova Scotia, I think. Probably a salmon. How long you been out here, Mrs. Brown?
14 years.
That's an odd name, isn't it, Mrs. Brown? Huh? Salvador Vara?
Yeah.
Well, I'm very happy to meet you, Mr. Vara. What did you say your name was?
Salvador Vara.
You have a very charming accent. Where is your home, Salvador?
In Pasadena.
South Pasadena, I presume. Huh? Were you born near the Rose Bowl in Pasadena?
No, Mr. Mark, I was born in San Sebastian in Spain.
Where?
San Sebastian in Spain.
Oh, well, that's not far from the Rose Bowl. That's where the 50-cent seats are. But I know. Salvador, are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You know, how old are you?
I will be 40 years of age next October 12th.
October 12th, huh? That's Columbus Day, huh?
Columbus Day, correct.
How is it you're not married? Don't you care for the girls?
Why, yes, I just love women.
I see, and you want to keep on loving them, is that it?
There's no that, isn't it? I've never found my correct one, like many troubles we have men, to find the correct one.
Well, how are things around the Casbah? Or around any bar while we're at it. Do you have any activities besides housewifing, Mrs. B?
Oh, yes. I'm very active in PTA. I'm a den mother. I have 2 boys. And mainly I'm a Beta Toastmasters member.
What do you do, bake toast for fishing?
No, Mr. Marks, it's a club to improve women so that they can speak and go out and make public speeches, improve their poise, and give them a...
Well, how many poise do you have, 2, huh?
I have 2 poise.
Well, what are some of the activities of your outfit?
Well, we furnish speakers mainly for charitable organizations. We do a lot of good in this way. We have one member who gave 150 speeches for the Red Cross last year. We furnish speakers for any organization that asks us. Beta never says no.
Well, that's a nice thing to know. Would you be interested in an elderly hypochondriac? Well, Thermidor, let's find out some more about you. Huh? Mr. Fenneman says you have an interesting background. Just what have you done? Outside of Pasadena, I mean. And Glendale.
Well, I have been mail carrier pilot in Mexico City.
Mail pilot?
Mail pilot, yeah. Oh. Flying from Mexico City to Tampico, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I have been pearl diver.
Pearl diver?
In the Gulf of California and La Paz. And I have been a bullfighter. Professional bullfighter for 6 years. And
is that so? Well, bully for you. How many bulls have you met in your career?
Well, we'll say there's close to 200 bulls.
200 bulls?
Yeah, 200 bulls.
You must be the envy of every cow in Mexico. Well, I'd like to go on talking to you two, but the time is running out. I have to be in Chicago in July. So, just 1 minute. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. You bet you for a chance at $5,000. Right now, I want you to pay close attention to this.
Friends, you don't know what you're missing if you haven't had a ride in the new, spectacular DeSoto Fire Dome 8. From its beautiful and functional new air vent hood, way back to its shiny new tail light, DeSoto is really the talk of the nation. When you get behind the wheel and feel the smooth power and instant acceleration from that 160 horsepower Fire Dome V8 engine, you'll know the real meaning of power. And if you're like most people, if you're tired of struggling with that wheel as you squeeze into tight parking spaces, then you'll get a real thrill out of DeSoto's full power steering. That's right, full power steering. Not partial, but full power steering that takes all the effort out of turning the wheels. Whether you want to back into a parking space using just one finger, or whether you're out on the open road, DeSoto's full power steering always responds the same. Always makes your driving easier and safer. So don't put off this great experience any longer. Go into your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and take a ride in the mighty 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome 8. Also see and drive the DeSoto Power Master 6, available in custom and deluxe models. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars. So no matter what price range you may have in mind, you'll find the car you want at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. George, would you explain the rules to Mr. and Mrs. Bullfighter?
All right, you bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions. And the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $5,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later on in the show.
All right, here we go. Let's see how I can build you $20. You selected what's the number. The following are associated with familiar titles and phrases. Now, how much are you going to bet?
1950.
All right, let's see if you can name the numbers. How many thieves opposed Alabama?
40.
40 is right.
And you have $39.50.
Remember, you're going for $5,000 tonight. How much of your $39.50 are you going to risk?
39.
39. How many horsemen of the apocalypse?
4.
4 is correct.
You now have $78.50.
Here's your third question. How much of the money are you going to bet?
$78.
$78.
$78.
How many blackbirds baked in a pie?
4 and 20.
4 and 20.
Really climbing, you have $156.50.
Mrs. Brown is no schmo. Is your last chance to beat the other couples? You're going to bet how much?
156 on the
156?
50.
156? All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
All right.
156.50.
Okay.
How many fiddlers did Old King Cole call for?
3.
3 is right.
And you wind up with $313.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a waiter and a woman with an unusual occupation for you now, Groucho. They were chosen just before we went on the air, and here they are. Mrs. Mary Frances Starr and Mr. Woodrow Patrick. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Mrs. Mary Frances Starr. That's you,
right.
I presume, huh? And Woodrow Patrick. Mr. Patrick, you're a waiter, huh?
Yes, sir.
And Mary Frances Starr, where are you from, Mary?
Texas.
Texas, huh? Partner, when you say that, smile. Well, let's see. Who are you again?
I'm the waiter.
Oh, well, you're the waiter. Well, if you're hanging around for a tip, you're wasting your time. You work at where?
Moose on Frank in Hollywood. The oldest restaurant in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. I know your place has been there for many years. How does your menu compare with the one they had 30 years ago?
Well, they're serving the same food they did 30 years ago.
Well, remind me not to order eggs in your place. What are some of the specials you feature at your place?
Well, we feature sauerbraten, and goulash, and especially flannel cakes.
Flannel cakes?
What
kind of a monstrosity are flannel cakes? Are they long flannel cakes?
Well, they're like crepe Suzettes without the Suzette.
Ah, that's Suzette. She wouldn't be caught dead wearing flannels. Now, Mary Frances, Mr. Fenneman says you have an unusual occupation. Just what do you do?
Well, I'm a fight manager, a prize fight manager.
Well, and how many fighters do you manage?
I approximately have around 32 in my stable at this time.
That's pretty impressive, 32 fighters. Have you ever managed any top fighters?
Yes, I managed one of the top middleweights, my husband, Roman Starr. I managed him.
Well, naturally you were married. Any housewife can make that claim. Did you manage your husband's entire ring career?
No, Groucho. I managed him for 5 years and then sold him for $7,500.
You're a very shrewd manager. After 5 years of marriage, that's a good price for a husband.
I thought so.
You better explain this.
Well, I sold his contract.
Well, after you sold your husband, did you ever see you saw him again after that? Huh?
Well, a year later, I bought him back for $500.
You said you depreciated a lot in 1 year. What happened then?
Well, I got him back in shape. He had gotten beaten up quite a bit, and I got him back in shape, and I sold him then for $2,750.
This is like a grocery store, husband. Well, Mary, you've got the right idea. Buy low, sell high. Now, you're going to play Your Bet Your Life. Beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $5,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The housewife and Mr. Salvador Vara won $313, and the secret word is door.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected people associated with birds and animals from our list of 20 categories. This is category number 13. Now, here's your first question. How much of the $20 you going to bet?
I think $19.50.
What kind of an animal do you associate with Mrs. O'Leary?
Cow.
A cow is right.
Off to a good start. You have $39.50.
That would have been a cinch for the bullfighter. Remember, you're going for $5,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $39.50 are you going to try?
39. Okay.
All right. What kind of a bird do you associate with Edgar Allan Poe?
The raven.
The raven is right.
You now have $78.50.
And here's your third question. How much of this money are you going to try?
78. Okay. I'll take a chance.
What kind of an animal do you associate with Old Mother Hubbard?
A dog.
A dog is right. You doggone right.
You've now climbed to $156.50.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to bet?
156. Okay.
All right. What kind of an animal do you associate with Goldilocks?
Ooh. I mean a bear.
Bear.
I'm sorry.
Now, what do you decide on?
Bear.
A bear is right. Put it in. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
And you wind up with $312.50. Groucho, we have a grandmother and a young bride chosen from our audience, Mrs. Charlene Lamb and Mrs. Jane Kerr. Meet Groucho Marx.
Well, howdy doody. Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Mrs. Charlene Lamb and Mrs. Jane Kerr. One of you is a grandmother, eh? Now, don't tell me. Let me guess which is which. Charlene, how old are you?
18.
18. I'm still not sure. Mrs. Kerr, well, what's your age?
70.
70. Well, I'll bet my bottom dollar you're the grandmother. Huh?
Great-grandmother.
Well, I'll bet the top dollar then. Huh? Where are you from, Charlene?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans, huh?
Yes.
Where are you from, Jane? Do you mind if I call you Jane? Where are you from?
Ohio. High in the middle and round at both ends.
Now, I'm not concerned with your shape. I want to know where you're from. Huh? Jane, you're certainly a youthful 70. How come you're so hale and hearty at your age?
I don't drink, I don't smoke, but I belong to a long levity family. My grandfather lived to be a good old age, but he drank and he smoked.
At what age did tobacco and alcohol catch up with him?
107.
Shows you what bad habits will do to a man. Why don't you drink or smoke, Jane?
Never cared for it.
That's an excellent reason. Now, Charlene, you're the young bride, I presume. How long have you been married?
5 months, 12 days, and 1 hour.
What time do you go through Lompoc? How old is your husband?
He's 20 and 8 months old.
You've only been married 5 months, and you know his exact age already, huh?
Yes, sir.
Charlene, you've been reading his insurance policy. What does your husband do?
He's a stock clerk.
Well, that sounds like an important job. Do you suppose he could give me a tip on the market?
No. He's a stock clerk at Ralph's grocery store.
He can still give me a tip on the market. All he has to do is let me know when the manager isn't looking. How did you meet your husband?
Well, Dick and I, we lived in the same neighborhood.
Is that his name, Dick?
Yes, Dick.
What, you call him Dickie?
Dickie. And we lived right around the corner from each other. We went to the same grammar school and church and junior high, but he never noticed me until May 26, 1948, and it was the day of our A9 tea at Bancroft.
Day of your what?
A9 senior tea at Bancroft when we graduate. And May 26th, I went shopping up at Ralph's with my mother, you know, and he was working there then.
Did you know he was working there then?
Oh, I had an idea he was. And I was all dressed up in heels, and so he finally noticed me. And then I kept going in there a couple times a week and got to know my name.
Yeah, but pays to advertise. Did you have the phone number on the back of the little blouse?
No. And then June 19, 1948, as the day after we graduated, he called about 6 o'clock. And I know if he could come over, and I asked my mother, and she said yes. So not a minute after I hung up, he was at the door. See, all he had to do was jump over the back fence.
Wait a minute, you said door. That's the secret. Oh, yeah. You said door, that's the secret word, and you and Grandma over here are each $50 richer.
Oh, God.
Well, I don't understand this. He phoned you and you opened the door and he was standing out there?
See, he just
had
had
a
to jump
portable
over.
phone, huh?
He just had to jump over the back fence. Run across the street, and he was there.
Oh, and when was this?
This is June 19, 1948. And then on June 22nd, Tuesday, he
You mean
called.
he stayed 3 days? In the grocery store while this was going on.
I didn't have to go up as much then.
Oh.
And then he called and wanted to know if I'd go out, so my mother said yes. So he picked me up about 4 o'clock.
Why did you have to go out when you were spending so much time together in the grocery store?
Oh, well. And
I see.
And then we,
Now, when did you finally get serious with this fellow?
August 29th, 1948.
At 20 minutes past 11, you said. What did he do? What did he say?
He kissed
What
me
happened?
in front of the house.
What's that?
He kissed me in front of the house.
He kissed you in front of the house? Fine place to kiss a pretty girl. Is that all there is to it?
No, then he turned around and ran across the street and stumbled over the back fence.
You couldn't have given him much of a kiss. If that kiss had packed any wallop at all, he'd have walked right through the fence. Well, after he fled from you, is that when you started going steady?
No, we didn't go stay till October 5th, 1948.
The only calendar I ever saw with high heels. You say October 5th, 1948, you started going steady, huh?
Yes.
You don't remember what time this was, huh?
8 o'clock.
Well, I remember that fateful day. It was a Thursday, wasn't it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Well, what happened on this Black Tuesday? How did you know you were going steady? Was he reeling back from this kiss?
He gave me his track shoe to wear around my neck.
He gave you his track shoes to wear around your neck?
Just one.
Was his foot in it, or had he removed it?
No, it was his little gold track shoe on a chain that he got for being on the track team.
What did your husband do on the track team?
He was the best pole vaulter at Hollywood High School.
He was, huh?
Yeah.
He should have been. He got plenty of practice jumping that fence. Mrs. Carr, what do you think of a couple as young as Charlene and her husband getting married these days?
I think it's all right if the children have responsibilities at 12 and 14. I believe in young marriages. But I believe that if men would marry when they're 27 and women who are between 23 and 25, they have good common sense and there'd be less divorces.
Now, how did you arrive at that figure of 27 as the ideal age for matrimony?
Well, I've known many people that married at that age, and they were very happy for years and years and years.
Well, I think you sneaked out of that question pretty well. Could you give Charlene here any specific advice about matrimony? You seem to be an authority on the subject.
Stop. Think. Save your angry words, my dear.
That's good advice. If you stop and think, you can come up with a lot better insults. Well, I've kidded you both, but you mustn't take me seriously, because right now I'm going to give you a chance to make some real money. When I say real money, I'm not fooling tonight. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $5,000 question. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The housewife and Salvador Vara still lead with $313.
All right, here we go. Let's see how high I can bill you $20. You selected drinking songs as your category. Here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to bet?
How much?
1975.
19?
75.
19.
19.
19. All right. Give me the title of this drinking song. Play, Jerry. What is it? Sweet Adeline is right. $39. All right, now you got $39. How much are you going to try this time? Remember, you're going for $5,000 tonight.
I mean, $38.99.
$38.99. Is that all right with you, Grandma?
Oh, it's all right with me.
Oh, there's nothing.
$38.99. Play it, Jerry. Talk up, kids. Talk it over.
I do know it, and I can't think of
Oh, the chine or something.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, too. There's a tavern in the town.
Oh, golly, yeah.
It was so easy, you just stumbled right over it.
I know.
Well, don't give up now. You still have a cent left.
Oh,
All right, you're going to bet the whole thing? Well, talk it over now. I don't want to... All right, everything, huh? Play it, Jerry. She can sing them, but she doesn't She doesn't care. She's happy singing. Well, it's the Whip and Poof song. Rudy Valley's been singing it for 30 years.
They're broke, Groucho.
They're broke. Nobody leaves here broke. Give me that card. We're going to give you a chance to win $25. What color is an orange?
Yellow.
Now talk it over. What color is an orange?
She's only joking.
What is it?
Orange?
Oh, that's right.
Well, Groucho, this couple went broke.
You were fine.
So that means that Salvador Vara and his partner, the housewife, with $313 in just 1 minute, get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $5,000 question.
Here's a good tip for all of us car owners to keep in mind as we look forward to another busy season of summer driving. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. Tomorrow is the first day of Vehicle Maintenance Month, and there's no better place to take your car for a safety inspection than a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Here, highly skilled mechanics trained in factory methods will see to it that your car gets a complete safety checkup. Brakes, headlights, wheels, tires, steering, windshield wipers, glass, horn, muffler, and exhaust. They'll see that everything is done to make your car safe and sound for the thousands of happy miles of driving ahead of you. And you'll be pleasantly surprised when you find out how little this costs. Remember, make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. Drive in where you'll see the familiar sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
And here's Salvador Vara and his partner, the housewife, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $5,000 question, Groucho.
Well, Salvador, you're a bullfighter, but you're now on the horns of the dilemma. Here we go for $5,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the customers. You ready? Paul Bunyan, the legendary character of American folklore, had a huge blue ox for a pet. And together they performed tremendous feats of strength. For $5,000, tell me the name of Paul Bunyan's ox. What is the answer you two have decided upon?
Blue Boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. The correct answer is Babe. So that means the big question next week will be worth $5,500. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win in the quiz, George?
$313 in the quiz.
Well, that's not too bad. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you, and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $5,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember... See DeSoto, fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Make safe driving a habit. Check your car. Check accidents. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell
Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
And now, get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade. Written by Paul Riley.
Well, sir, it's early evening as we enter the small house halfway up in the next block now. And here in the living room we find Mr. and Mrs. Victor Cook. Vic is in his easy chair with the newspaper, and Sade, who's just completed a telephone conversation, turns to him now with a determined look in her eye. Listen.
Say, mister, there's something I'd like to say to you.
What is it, my love?
When Ruthie phones about 500 and I turn to you to talk about it, after this, please don't grunt and mutter. She hears that.
Why, I haven't the remotest notion what is thunder.
Just now I turned away from the phone and said something about Fred and Ruthie asking about a card game. You had to be funny mans and grunt something about Peoria. Well, Ruthie heard that. I know she did.
And what would you like to have me do?
At least act like you're pleased. At least make some remark where it looks like the prospect of a game of 500 with Fred and Ruthie.
A card game with Fred and Ruthie. Oh, goody. Yeah.
Ha-ha. Ha-ha.
I really must miss my stays. Why, Dorothy, I'm breathless.
No, but I mean that about when Ruthie telephones. She's liable to say...
What's that?
Huh?
Somebody's in the kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Who's there?
Everybody in the living room, are they?
Oh, somebody's in the kitchen saying somebody's in the kitchen.
Oh, stop it. My goodness, is this the vaudeville show or what?
Oh, somebody's in the kitchen.
You going to be home all evening, Willie?
I got no particular plans. Later on, I might possibly take it in the... What's the matter with you, Gus? What's the matter with him, Ma?
Oh, nothing. What'd you start to say about...
Somebody's in the kitchen.
Oh, Vic, for mercy's sake.
Mama don't love me anymore.
I'll say.
We're going to have company.
Yeah? Who?
Uncle Fletcher's coming.
Where is he now?
He stopped out in the alley by the garbage box for a minute to chat with Charlie Razor's gum.
Oh, no, Ish.
What's the matter?
Oh, Mr. and Miss Timbottom are coming over pretty soon.
Yeah?
Play cards.
Mm.
We just can't play cards with Uncle Fletcher around. Darn it, I wish he'd pick out different times to
I
drop
don't think
past.
he's going to stay but a little while, Mom.
You say so?
He said he was going down to visit some friends at the Bright Kentucky Hotel.
Well, then, maybe
He's got a shoebox full of souvenirs and mementos.
More souvenirs and mementos.
And this batch of souvenirs and mementos is a collection of watch fox.
See, I'm just as fond of Uncle Fletcher as I can be, and I feel ashamed of myself for wishing he'd choose another evening to stop past, but darn it, if people attempt to play cards when he's around, it's like kind of...
Here we are.
Hi, Uncle Fletcher.
You in the living room? Are they, Russell?
Yes.
Mom and Papa with you?
Come on in, Uncle Fletcher.
Greetings and salutations, old pal.
Russell told me you people was at home.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Vic.
Hello there.
Oh, Sadie?
Hello, Uncle Fletcher.
I don't have to say hello to you, Russell.
You said hello to me outside.
That's right.
Got a new pair of shoes, Uncle Fletcher?
Well, just average, Vic. Right.
Uh-huh. Well, I sometimes chew tobacco myself.
You refer to George, Ralph, or Andy Ralph?
Paper plates, gaskets, and cherry pie.
I don't know him, I don't guess.
Oh, it's very simple. You take a medium-sized cup of baking soda and a spoonful
All right. Well, I can't stay but a little while, Sadie.
Oh?
I'm on my way down to the Bright Kentucky Hotel.
Well, look, you be awful careful going through them railroad yards. It's so terrible, dangerous.
Yeah, Sadie, I know.
I'd a whole lot rather he'd stayed here with us and picked his way among them switch engines and freight trains.
Beg pardon, Sadie?
Uncle Fletcher, I don't think you ought to go to that Bright Kentucky Hotel. Nighttime and all. Why, I just shiver to think of you crossing them millions of railroad tracks.
I'm going to visit Michigan from Michigan.
Well, visit him some other time. Visit him when it's daylight.
Fine. Yes.
I don't think you ought to be around any old Chicago and Alton Railroad yards at night. And I bet Bessie and Miss Keller feel exactly...
I'm going to show Michigan from Michigan my collection of watch fobs.
Well, show it to him some morning.
While I'm here, Vic, I might as well show you people my collection of watch fobs.
I'd like to see him.
I'm just not going to let him go. Why, I just never forgive myself. A trapeze acrobat out of the circus wouldn't be safe in those railroad yards at night.
Now, I've opened my shoebox, and here's my collection of watch fobs.
That thing on the top there is a razor strop, isn't it?
Watch fob, Russell.
Looks like a razor strop to me. It even says razor strop on it.
It was originally a razor strop.
But now it's a watch fob, huh?
Now it's a watch fob.
It's the biggest watch fob I ever saw in all my life.
I'll give you the story on that.
Okay.
Uncle Fletcher, isn't there somebody downtown you could show your collection to this evening? I just shiver at the idea of you traipsing through those railroad yards in the dark.
Sadie, I don't know whether you know what and where Cincinnati, Ohio
now, you
are
listen to me a second.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
I know all about what and where Cincinnati, Ohio are. Now listen to me. I want you to get this.
Fine.
I don't want you to go to that bright Kentucky hotel tonight. I'm going to ask you to pay your visit to your friends there in the daytime. I know good and well Bessie and Miss Keller and everybody else would agree with me. I'm asking you as a favor, Uncle Fletcher. Put it down to silliness if you want to, but I'm really serious about it.
Well, yes. Well, what I could do...
Here. Fred and Ruthie Stambottom are coming over after bed. And I wouldn't be surprised but what maybe people will feel like ice cream later on.
Well, what I started to say was, Sadie, I could take my watch fob collection down to the interurban station and show it.
Yes, sure.
Show it to Ernie Fatler.
Yes, Ernie Fatler. Show it to Ernie Fatler.
Ernie Fatler is the ticket agent at the interurban station.
Yes, Ernie Fatler. Ernie.
You're not acquainted with Ernie Fatler, Sadie?
No, but he's... nice. Ernie Fatler's nice.
Ernie Fatler is nice.
Show him your watch fob collection.
I might do that.
Oh, Dan.
Well, we seem to have straightened out that situation. Crisis is past
Vic!
now.
Hello. A moment ago, Russell here referred to this article as a razor strop.
It is a razor strop.
Give me the story, Annie.
I'll give you the story on it.
Goodness, I still shiver at the idea of crossing them millions of railroad tracks.
I'll take it for granted that everybody in this room knows what and where Cincinnati, Ohio are. I'll take it for granted everybody in this room knows what and where Cincinnati, Ohio are, and go directly into the story. Well, sir, back in Belvedere in the year 1905, there was a crony of mine called Earl McFripp. Earl McFripp was the kind of a fellow that's known to the public as Dude, Pop, or Dandy. Dude, Pop, or Dandy, see. Now, Earl McFripp was such a dude, Pop, or Dandy, he wore this razor strop as a watch fob.
Oh, really?
Must have hung way down by his shoes.
It did hang way down by his shoes. And you should have seen his shoes. He had yellow bulldog-toed Oxford, and the humps on them were over 3 inches high. One of the Oxfords buttoned up, the other Oxford laced up.
Good.
Earl McFripp was a dude, Pop, or Dandy.
Oh, sure was.
So you see, Russell, this article is a watch fob after all.
Yeah.
Now here we have a gold watch fob that turned to putty.
Oh, shit.
It was originally the property of Dr. Aubrey Cullen of Carlock, Illinois. It started out by being 18-karat solid gold, but Dr. Cullen moved to Dismal Seepage, Ohio, where the climate is very damp and peculiar. And in the course of 15 years, the climate of Dismal Seepage, Ohio, gradually changed this watch fob from 18-karat gold into putty. Well, listen, I'll drop it on the library table here. Listen. Putty, huh? Yeah. The damp climate of Dismal Seepage, Ohio, changed this solid gold watch fob into putty in the course of 15 short years. Now, this next watch fob is mighty interesting because it belonged to one of the shortest men.
The doorbell's ringing, the doorbell's ringing.
Fred Ruthie.
Who'd you say, Sadie?
Mr. Miss Stambottom. Russell, do you
No,
want to...
I'll go let him in. I got my shoes on. Well, I'll be leaving. Sadie, you got company.
No, not at all.
You people want to play cards, likely, and I'll stroll on down to the Bright Kentucky Hotel.
Oh, no, you said you wouldn't. You said you'd keep away from the Bright Kentucky Hotel tonight. You said...
I misspoke myself. I meant the Interurban Station. I'll stroll down to the Interurban Station and visit with Annie Fatler.
Will you now, really? You mean that?
Sure, I'll show her Annie my collection.
Go with him, Russell.
What?
Go with him.
And see that he don't change his mind and sneak on down to the Bright Kentucky?
Yes. I'll give you a nice dime.
Well, swell.
Hello, people. Come on in.
Hello, Lucy. Oh, Tad. Glorious evening. Glorious evening.
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.
It's Duffy's Tavern, brought to you transcribed by the National Broadcasting Company with Charlie Cantor as Finnegan, Hazel Sherman as Miss Duffy, Fats Pichon at the piano, and starring Archie himself, Ed Gardner.
Hello, Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meat eat Hachi the manager speaking. Duffy ain't here. Oh, hello, Duffy. Huh? You what? Duffy, I can't believe it. After all these years, the stork? Holy cat. Was Mrs. Duffy surprised? No more than you was, huh? Well, how do you like that? I thought you folks were spending all your time watching television. Hey, Fats.
Yeah?
Guess what? Duffy took his wife to the Stork Club. So you went to the Stork Club, huh? Tell me, did Mrs. Duffy cause much commotion with that new evening gown, the one with the bare back? Yeah, huh? An old Indian fighter jumped out of the window. He thought it was a buffalo? Stop exaggerating, Duffy. How about you? Did you go formal in a tuxedo? Oh, semi-formal. You couldn't find the pants. Well, tell me, how was the crowd at the store? A wealthy South American spent $1,000. You wish we could get customers spend dough like that. Well, so do I, but it takes brains to make $1,000, and if a guy has enough brains to make it, he's got too much brains to spend in a dump like this. Yeah, well, I'm glad you had a nice time, and thanks for calling. Hey, Fats, imagine a guy spending $1,000 in a nightclub. Do you realize what you can buy for $1,000 today?
Sure. $300 worth of groceries.
It's all right. Boy, $1,000. Let's see. Champagne, filet mignon, caviar. It's almost $40 a bird. But probably Duffy's exaggerating. How can anybody spend $1,000 in a nightclub?
Walt Winchell says he can.
Well, what do you mean?
It says right here in this column. Biggest spender of the week, South American gold mine operator, Diego Dinero. Senor Dinero has dropped over 10 G's in Broadway hotspots.
10 G's, that's $1,000, all right. What else does he say, Fats?
The Dinero millions were originally made in Uruguay when the senor struck a mother load.
Oh, well, let's see. Must be a real crumb striking his mother when she's loaded. Well, I'm glad that type don't patronize this place, Fats. That kind of money you can have. It's evil-gotten gain. Wouldn't think of touching filthy lucre like that.
Senor Dinero is stopping at the plaza.
Hello, Plaza? Hello, Senor Dinero, please. He's taking a siesta? Oh, well, dry him off and put him on the phone. Hello, Senor Dinero? This is Donaccio, the maestro at the Mucho Famoso Casa del Duffio. Huh? Well, Senor, look, why don't you come down and give us a tryout? We're in the Spanish section, you know. Lost 3rd Avenue in El Bowery. Huh? Have we got a Spanish floor show? Have you got 1,000 pesetas? We got a Spanish floor show. Well, okay, we'll be looking for you tonight. Ole.
He's coming down to this Ole?
Yeah. Yep, I can see him now. Fats, austere, dignified, rich beyond avarice, you know. He walks through the door. He hands me $100 tip, and he says,
Oh.
You broke me reverie.
Oh, sorry, Arch. I'll be glad to replace it.
Oh.
What's the topic?
I was just talking about South American.
South America. Ain't that in Panama?
Thinking, how can you be so dumb, South American Panama? Happens to be in Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. You know what? I always wanted to go there and see me Uncle Willie.
Uncle Willie?
Yeah. He's got a big cattle ranch down there.
Oh, is that so? How many heads?
The cattle or Uncle Willie?
I'm talking about the cattle.
Oh, he only has one head.
Oh, how many heads is Uncle Willie?
Including the cattle?
Well, yeah, including the cattle.
3. You know what? I always wanted to go down there in one of them banana boats.
You like South America, huh?
No, I like bananas.
Well, that's nice. Tell me, are you at all acquainted with South America?
Well, frankly, Arch, I'd like to ask one little question about it.
What?
How did it start?
Well, as I understand it, South America was founded by the early Spaniards, see, so that they could hold their revolutions in more peaceful surroundings. In fact, I think it was the first place in the new hemisphere where the Spanish flag flew.
It flew there all the way from Spain?
The wonderful thing about South America, though, Finnegan, is its music.
Yeah?
It's real beautiful, you know. You sit there in the moonlight, listening to the natives beat their maracas.
Wait a minute, they beat their maracas?
Yeah.
Don't the dames ever slug them back?
And maracas is a musical instrument. It's similar to a gourd. You know what a gourd is, don't you?
Oh, of course.
What is it?
It's like the maracas.
Yes, I would say that's right.
That gets beat up by the dames.
No, Finnegan, historically speaking, you see, a gourd is an instrument that was formerly used by the natives. They used it for making tom-tom signals out of smoke. Now, these signals was okay when the wind was in the right direction, but when the wind was against them, they couldn't hear the gourd. Hence the expression, it's an ill wind that blows no good.
Boy, Arch, you sure got a knack for explaining things. You know, I like the way you explained about South America.
Oh, thanks.
By the way, I have one little question about it.
What?
How did it start?
It started as a nut on which a lot of little acorns grow. Now, get away from me before I throw a squirrel on you.
Say, Archie.
Oh, hello, Miss Duffy.
Listen to this. Senor Dinero, you are welcome to the Duffy Tavern. Kiss me, my loved one. Kiss me. That ought to start something.
A war with Spain. Now, you keep away from that Senor Dinero tonight.
Why?
Because I promised him a floor show, not a side show. Remember, he happens to be a South American millionaire.
So what? So what's so important about a South American millionaire? I used to go with one.
Who?
J. Armstrong.
The guy was a window washer.
He washed windows at the Peruvian embassy.
The Peruvian embassy's in Washington. Besides, how could a guy like that be a millionaire?
On the side, he was making loans for the RFC. And you know what he's doing now?
Yeah, he's sweating. Now, leave me be, Miss Duffy. I want to read the amusement section here. I got to find a senorita to entertain the senor.
Oh, Granada, 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 Granada.
What a Spanish mackerel. Look, Miss Duffy, you can't compete with them Spanish dames.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, they're dark and sultry and slinky.
I'm slinky.
That must be the Castilian pronunciation. Now, look ahead. You lay off this South American.
Don't you be telling me what I can do around this place.
And why not?
Look, Archie, one little word to Papa, and you once again can become a CPA.
A CPA?
A chicken plucker's assistant. And I still don't see why I can't meet the senor.
Well, hey, wait a minute. Look what it says here in the paper. New Latin American nightclub singer, a sensation in Manhattan. Josita Hernandez. Says here she's been in movies, too. That's the dame. I think I'll call her up and get her to come down here for Senor Dinero.
But how are you going to find her?
Are you kidding? Don't forget you're talking to the producer of The Man with My Face. With my motion picture contacts, I'll have it down here in 2 ticks on a lamb's tail. Hello, United Artists? This is Archie, the producer of The Man with... Hello? I must have had a bad connection.
Or United Artists must have had a good memory.
I think I'll call one of the other studios. Hello, International Studios? Let me talk to LB.
Who's LB?
Who knows? There's one in every studio. Whoa, LB? I'd like to locate an artist named Josita Hernandez. I want her to sing here in Duffy's Tavern. Huh? Suppose she has a suicide clause in her contract? Huh? Listen, LB, do you know who you're talking to? This is BG. Well, that's better. Contact her right away. Okay. Hey, this BG must be an important guy. Must look him up sometime. Now, Fats, leave a South American up the joint before Senor Dinero arrives, huh?
Too bad the senor ain't from Australia. It would save us lots of trouble.
Why?
This place already has that down-under look.
Let's see what else we can do to South American up the joint. Now, instead of corned beef and cabbage, we're serving cucarachas under glass. Now, let me see. Fats, better change that sign on the back door there to read, hombres.
Hombres?
Wait, better yet, caballos. Yeah, that ought to do it.
Sorry, but the word is caballero.
Look, sister, who are you trying to teach me Spanish?
My name is Josita Rosita Maria Elena Margarita Consuelo Hernandez.
Well, welcome to your whole family. Let me look at you, honey. So you're Josita Hernandez.
Yes.
Well, senorita, may I bid you adios to a poco hacienda?
Oh. Muchas gracias, señor Archie.
Love that Espanol lingo. Well, Josita, Plaza La Hatza La Gusta La Matza?
Plaza La Hatza La Gusta La Matza.
Listen to that. This cucaracha is as phony as I am. Look, Sister, I got news for you. That language you're talking, it ain't Spanish.
That makes us even.
What do you mean?
That language you're talking, it ain't English.
What do you mean it ain't English?
You heard me. Now stop beating your gums.
Oh, cat. A Latin from Manhattan from Brooklyn. Tell me, who taught you English? Leo DeRocha?
Nah, DeRocha talks lousy.
Well, you listen to the dame. He could get. What has LB sent me? I dig up a senorita to entertain a South American millionaire, and what do I get? Maxie Rosenblum and high heels. Look, Josita, just for tonight, do you think you could sort of forget that Brooklyn brogue?
Listen, Bud, no cracks about Brooklyn, see?
What do you mean, no cracks about Brooklyn?
I happen to be a Dodger fan. And speaking of baseball, what's Joe DiMaggio doing over there?
I beg your pardon.
Now, Miss Hernandez, you've made a grave error. DiMaggio occasionally gets to first base. By the way, let me introduce you. Miss Duffy, this is Josita, who is charming, who is talented, who is beautiful. Josita, this is Miss Duffy, a 3-time loser.
Ah, señorita, muchísimo gusto. Usted es muy graciosa, muy amable y muy agradable.
Likewise, I'm sure. Miss Hernandez, I understand you've been in pictures.
That's right.
Can you act?
I think so.
Can you dance?
Yes.
Can you sing?
Yes.
Have you ever been investigated?
No.
What a lousy actress.
Miss Duffy, this comes with ill grace from one who has been offered the lead in the female sequel to The Thing.
Oh, yeah, well, it may interest you to know that I have exactly the same measurements as Betty Grable.
You've got the same measurements as Betty Grable.
I certainly have. I read in a movie magazine what she measures around the waist, hips, chest, and leg. And I have the same measurements.
Uh-huh. But in what order? Now, please, scram, Miss Duffy.
What's wrong with her?
Oh, nothing serious. It's just that she's had a split personality ever since somebody told her she resembles both Abbott and Costello.
Hi, Art.
Oh, yeah, Finnegan?
I was down to the gas works and I could... Hey, who's the little squirt?
Finnegan, ain't you ever heard of Josita, Maria, Margarita, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
Say, Mr. Finnegan, you're cute.
What?
I said you're cute.
Oh, no, you don't, sister.
What's the matter?
That's the way it always starts with things. First they tell you you're cute. Next thing you know, you're engaged. And you're married. And you're divorced.
Then what?
Then you're not cute anymore.
I'm sorry, Josita. You'll have to forgive Finnegan. You see, as a child, he had an unfortunate experience. They didn't leave him in the developing solution long enough.
By the way, Miss Josita, you got a funny accent.
Well,
how come?
Well, you see, my parents live in South America, but I was born in Brooklyn.
Your parents live, and you was... It's amazing how you all got together.
And again.
Yeah.
And again. Yeah. I hear them little voices calling you.
Oh, coming.
Cute little pixie. Now, look, Josita, leave us get down to business. You see, there's a rich South American guy coming down to Duffy's Tavern tonight, and while we run a nice, respectable establishment here, we'd like to clip him. So, I'm kind of counting on you to use a little essay on him, and I don't mean South America. There's only one thing.
Oh, yeah? What?
The way you talk.
What's the matter with the way I talk?
That taxicab Castilian. Tonight, try to forget you from Brooklyn, will you, and stick to Spanish.
Okay? How's this? Vamos a batear duro que tenemos que ganar el campeonato el año que viene.
Oh, that's great. By the way, what's it mean?
Get in there and fight, you bums. You gotta win next year.
Oh, no. Now, look, Josita, when Senor Dinero gets here, I want you to forget that you ever heard of Brooklyn.
Okay, pal. Gotcha.
Huh?
I mean, si, senor.
That's better.
Mr. Archie.
Yeah?
There's a bulging wallet with a man coming in.
Well, that must be him. Well, Senor Dinero, mucho gusto, Hobo, Zeppo, Chico, Groucho.
I do not understand what you say.
You don't understand?
No.
I hope I ain't got two Brooklyn bums on my hands. I take it that you are Diego Dinero?
Sí, señor. I am Don Diego Dinero of Castilla, Aragon, and Uruguay. And you?
Me? I'm Archie, a peon. Look, senor, refresh me up. You was at the Stork Club last mañana esta noche, correct?
Sí, señor.
And cuánto costo was your bill?
My bill, $1,000.
$1,000, huh? Well, I think we can meet the price. Now, what would you like to have, senor? A couple of cases of champagne, or perhaps a barrel of caviar? Just a little something to get the bill a-rolling?
No, senor. I do not spend one single centavo.
What?
Until I see your South American floor show. Showtime!
Well, Senor Dinero, you're in luck. The floor show is just about to begin. Maestro, a Frampre por flavor. Dankeschön. Senors and senoritas, a funny thing she happened to me on the way to the hacienda tonight. I meet two senoritas, Polly and Molly. Polly, she don't like me. But Molly, she liked me. So, I am cold to Polly and hot to Molly. You get it, senors? Hot to Molly. You get it? Laid an egg, huh?
A whole Spanish omelet.
Well, now to please Senor Dinero, we present that foreign favorite, that famous beauty from Brazil, Carmelita La Duffy.
This is a beauty?
Well, she had a rough time going through customs. Joined by Don Clifton Don Finnegan, better known as the Mongoose of Madrid. All right, leave it that rolling. Okay, muchachos. Uno, dos, cuatro.
Oh, that's the baby.
gonna choose you.
What's the power?
I was gonna find a China King. This is double for London cheese. Run up a basket in the fun of Santa Tea. Kata kucha.
That was muy bully. Well, Senor Dinero, mi good Spanish amigo, what do you have to say about that?
Oi.
Just a second. Are you inferring that our entertainment ain't South American?
I am inferring that your entertainment ain't entertainment.
Well, you just heard the peasants. We now give you our big piece of resistance. The Montevideo Margaret Truman, Josita Hernandez.
Muñequita linda, de cabello de oro, de dientes de perla, labios de rubí. Ay, dime si me quieres, como yo te adoro, si de mí te acuerdas, como yo de ti. A veces escucho un eco divino que envuelto en la brisa parece decir: ay, yo te quiero mucho, 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 tanto como entonces, siempre hasta morir.
Oh, that was great, Jose.
Bravo, bravissimo, magnifico. Archie, I would like to meet this talented señorita.
I thought that'd do it. Senor Dinero, meet up with Senorita Hernandez. A landsman.
Señorita, es un gran placer. Un grandísimo placer.
Press the flash, bud.
Easy. Senor Dinero, now that you like the show, how would you like to buy a dinner, or some champagne, or the tavern?
Later. Señorita, you sing beautifully. So much better than those stupid Americanos.
Stupid Americanos. How would you like a punch in the nose?
Josita, please. The champagne customer is always right. Look, senor, how about the $200 blue plate, or perhaps a nice $50 hot dog?
Hot dogs? Hot dogs? Who eats hot dogs but crazy Americanos?
Now look, you big lug.
Josita, ex-nighty, the senator is perfectly correct. I agree. Eating hot dogs is simply abdominal.
Of course. Hot dogs are only for people who go to baseball games. Morons.
For $1,000, I suppose I gotta let him get away with it. You don't like baseball, eh, senor?
Baseball. It is stupid. And the most stupid of all are those, how you call them, those Brooklyn bombs.
That's it.
Josita, stop. Put down that pop bottle. You can't slug a South American. It's against Truman's .4 policy.
Oh, Dios, esto es intolerable. I've been insulted. You're all phony, psycho.
But, senor, you ain't had your champagne.
Dios.
But, senor. Oh, now he's gone. Look, Josita, do you realize what you've done?
What?
You have just cost Duffy's Tavern 1,000 solmoleums.
But he took a crack at the Dodgers.
So what?
Well, why couldn't he pick on some other team like the Giants?
Just a minute. What about the Giants?
They stink.
They stink, huh? Says who?
Says me.
What do you know about baseball? The only time you was ever in the bleachers was when you went to the hairdressers.
You brother sing soprano.
You bought a sombrero. Fats, quick, throw this dame out of here before I malfeast her. And Fats, when you throw her out, do one thing for me, will you? What? Point it towards Abbott's field.
Listen again next week, friends, to Duffy's Tavern, transcribed by NBC. Money cannot produce one of the armed forces' most vital current needs, blood plasma. The need is great, and only you can answer it. Stay tuned for You Can't Take It With You on NBC.
The Life of Riley, with William Bendix as Riley. Through the years, the friendship of Chester A. Riley and Jim Gillis has bloomed and ripened. It has survived every test of time and circumstance. But now, Riley and Gillis are about to embark on a mutual undertaking so perilous, so fraught with hidden danger, that no friendship could be expected to bear up under the strain. They're chipping in to buy a car together.
Riley, you're not actually going through with this crazy scheme.
Why, sure. We paid our dough and we pick up the car tomorrow. What's crazy about it?
Oh, you and Gillis will be at each other's throats in no time.
Oh, no, not me and Jim. Why, we've been pals since I was in the cradle.
Oh, sure.
Sure. Why, I remember every morning my mother would put me out in my cradle on the front porch, and little Jim would come over and rock me.
Yes, but he used real rocks. Your mother told me all about it. You weren't born with that nose.
No. That was only in the beginning. All these years, we've been real pals, and we're going to keep on being pals.
Not if you get that car, you won't.
Now, don't worry. We settled it so there'll be no arguments. Neither one is going to use the car without the other one.
Oh, that's fine. I guess you'll sit up all night to see that Gillis doesn't sneak off with it.
Not me. I trust Gillis like a brother. Besides, he'll keep the ignition key in his house, and I'll keep the battery in my house.
That's the most ridiculous. Riley, I'm warning something. I don't care what it is. A house at the beach or a car. They'll wind up not speaking to each other.
Well, that won't happen to us. I never seen two families get along so good. Why, you and Honeybee Gillis, you're always calling each other dear and darling and honey and...
Yes, but we still dislike each other.
Oh, and that. And look at our Junior and their Egbert. Why...
It's in front of them.
Last week they chipped in and bought a bicycle together. Just like me and Gillis are doing with a car. You don't hear them squabbling over it, do you?
Oh, not yet, but I've got my fingers crossed.
Now, Peg, how can you say that? Come over here to the window. Look at them out there. Just look at the little darlings. They're so crazy about each other, they got their arms around each other's throats.
What? Riley, I don't think those boys...
Look at that. They fell down. And our Junior, a regular little gentleman, he let Egbert fall on top of him.
Riley, look what Egbert's doing.
Yeah, isn't that sweet? He's sitting on our Junior's chest and shooing the flies off his face.
He's slapping him.
They're fighting?
Oh, go out and stop that little brute, Egbert.
But, Peg, that's my best friend's son.
Go into our Junior. Stop him.
Junior, stop that. Take your ear out of Egbert's teeth and come in the house.
Well, there she is, Riley. Our own car at last. She's a beauty, isn't she?
Yeah, she sure is, Gillis. I always wanted an Essex.
And it's... It's their latest model, too. 1926.
Yeah.
Well, I never thought I'd own a car.
No, me neither. It just goes to show what cooperation can do.
Yeah. Too bad our kids and our wives can't get along the way we do. Yeah. Say, I want to apologize for the way my egg white bit your Junior's ear.
Oh, forget it. The kid was probably hungry.
You know, the kids would have made up, only those wives of ours had to go mixed in. What blew me up was the way...
That's the trouble with the world. Name-calling, misunderstanding, insults. That's the way war starts. First thing you know, I drop an atomic bomb on your house, and you drop an atomic bomb on my house. Why, our landlords would evict us. Right? Oh, sure. We've been pals too long.
Sure. Why, we was childhood sweethearts.
Yeah. I remember when I was 5 years old, I wanted to marry you.
Sometimes when I look at my wife, I'm sorry I turned you down.
Oh, yeah, those were the days.
Of course, in the beginning, we hated each other.
Yeah. You remember what brought us together?
Yeah, that little hungry puppy. Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday. There was this licorice whip laying on the sidewalk, and we both made a grab.
Yeah, and then you tried to pull it away from me.
We kept on pulling and pulling. And before we knew it, we had 14 feet of licorice.
And then you tried to strangle me with it.
And then we heard that hungry little puppy whining. Yeah. I remember how he looked up at us with those big brown eyes, appealing to us.
Yeah. And then we forgot all about fighting.
Yeah, we stopped being selfish, and we gave that hungry little pup the licorice.
The whole foot.
We didn't even save an inch for ourselves.
And we've been pals ever since.
Riley, if I ever try to pull something, you know, if I get belligerent, you just remind me of that little pup that brung us together.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just bark. I'll go, woof! And if I ever get belligerent, you remind me.
Yeah. I'll go, whoa!
Yeah. Gillis, we want our kids to be pals like us, don't we?
Sure, but the kids today, they don't want to listen to reason. They'd rather fight.
Yeah, well, talking don't do no good. We got to show them. So this Sunday, what do you say we take our junk car and the kids on a picnic? Huh? A cooperation picnic. Let's show them how beautiful a friendship can be.
Better day.
Yeah, I'll go tell Peg to get all the stuff.
Wait. No women. Huh? They'll only make trouble. How will we keep those kids happen? No, sir. No wives on this picnic.
No, you're right. No wives. This Sunday, we'll just be a couple of bachelors out for a good time with our kids.
Good morning, Riley. Up early, I see.
Now, we want to get a good spot for the picnic.
So you're really going ahead with it?
Yeah, you bet we are. And it's no use begging, Dumpling. You can't come with us. You and Honeybee would only start scrapping with each other.
Oh, don't worry. I don't want to go.
Now, it's no use getting hysterical. You can't go. Our heads are made up. You ready, Junior?
Yeah. Do I have to go, Pop?
Well, yeah, we're doing this for you and Egbert. You're going to love the picnic and the swimming. Now, you take the little box and I'll take the big one.
Now, are you sure you got everything you'll need? I don't want those kids to be hungry.
Oh, don't worry. I made a list. See? Everything's taken care of.
Oh, Riley, you left out half the things. You got a grill, but there's no meat. You got firewood, but no matches. There's butter, but no bread.
Well, sure, that's the whole idea, Peg. Cooperation. I bring the grill, Gillis brings the meat. I bring the coffee, he brings the cream. He brings the onions, I bring the air wick. Cooperation.
Oh, that's the craziest thing I ever heard.
It is not crazy. Cooperation is the only way to accomplish anything. Why, look at Chiz and Roebuck. That's the result of cooperation. Goodbye, Coughlin. Oh, there's Gillis. Oh, you all set, Gillis?
All set. Hurry up, Egbert, darling.
Hey, come in, Papa. I want to sit in the front.
Hey, wait, Junior, I'm sitting in the first.
Well, no, you're not. It's my father's car.
It's my father's car, too, isn't it?
Now, boys. Stop it. It's our car.
That's right. I'm surprised at you, kid. You've got to learn how to get along.
Well, certainly. Now, both of you get in the back seat and act like gentlemen.
All right.
That's better. Now, kiss and make up. First, take out the bubble gum.
Oh, no.
Well, okay, then just shake hands.
Well, let's get going, Riley, my good friend.
Yeah, pal. I can hardly wait to get my hair.
Riley, I better drive.
No, I better first here.
Since when are you an expert? I drive better than you.
You don't drive a car, Gillis. You aim it.
Listen here, I'm driving. And if you don't like it, you can stay home. Oh, forgive me, Riley. I lost my head. Thanks for reminding me. We can settle this peaceful.
Why, sure. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll both drive. I'll steer and you'll shift.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, you see, boys, cooperation. In my merry Oldsmobile, in my heart, this is the life. Hey, Gillis, old pal.
You said it, Riley. Chum.
Just listen to that motor purr.
Like a kitten.
In my merry Oldsmobile. I got to turn here, Gillis. Shift. Got it. Smooth as fluid drive. That's teamwork for you, boys. In my merry Oldsmobile. Who's shooting?
He got a flat, Pop. Yeah, the rear left tire.
Oh, a flat. Well, we'll have that fixed in a jiffy. The windshield's getting kind of dusty, too, so as long as we stop, I'll dust off the windshield, Gillis, while you're fixing the flat.
Okay. Wait a minute. I can dust the windshield. Why don't you fix the flat?
Now, look, Gillis. Now, look, let's not have any trouble. You're not just a passenger, you know. You own half this car.
Yeah, but how do you know that flat tire is in my hat?
Well, how do you know it isn't?
Riley, I'm defying you to make me fix that.
Now, just a minute, Gillis. You ain't done a thing since we left home except shift gears. And if you know what's good for you, get off that flat tire.
Really?
Oh, yes, sorry.
That's okay. We can both fix the tire. Okay, pal?
Right, chum. And, Gillis, to avoid any arguments in the future, we'll divide the car in half with an imaginary line. Huh?
Right. Anything happens in your half, you fix. And anything happens in my half, I'll fix.
Right. You see, boys? Cooperation. How much further to the picnic grounds, Gillis?
A couple more miles.
Mr. Riley, will you stop at the next gas station?
What, again? Gillis, that kid of yours has stopped at a gas station every mile for the last 10 miles.
Well, is it my fault the little darling needs air to blow up his water wings?
Okay. Look out for that car in front. Watch it. Watch that. Turn your wheels. Turn, Gillis.
Riley, you're driving.
No. Yeah, that's right.
What's the matter with you, Riley?
Well, I'm nervous. Every 5 minutes, stopping at gas stations to blow air into your kid's
quit belly aching, will you? You're getting me nervous. What now?
I'll go take a look under the hood.
Well?
It's burnt out. Nothing much. There's a garage about a mile back. You go get some spark plugs, Gillis.
Should I go get them, chum? Those spark plugs are in your half of the car.
They're not in my half of the car. They're in your half of the car.
Now, wait a minute. We divided this car in half, and the front part is your half.
You got it all wrong. We didn't divide this car across the width. We divided it lengthwise. So these spark plugs are in your half of the car.
I had just about enough out of you. I'm fed up to here.
Gillis.
Ever since we left home, all you've done was shoot off that big yap.
Gillis.
And I'm getting sick and tired of it, you big ass.
Gillis.
If I'd have known you were going to turn out like a weasel like this, I could have gone into this. I could have had lady, double
Riley and Gillis, no longer speaking to each other, have just arrived at the picnic ground.
Over here, Pop. Here's a nice spot under this tree here.
Yeah, this is okay.
Papa, over here. Junior found a nice spot under this tree.
You come over here, Egbert. We're going to have our own tree.
But, Papa...
Come over here, I said.
Yeah, you better beat it, Egbert. Your father will need you when them woodpeckers find out he's here.
Gee, Pop, I'm hungry.
Well, then eat.
I'll go get some meat for Mr. Gillis.
You stay right here. We ain't touching none of his stuff. We can get along without him.
Papa, I want something to eat.
Well, who's stopping you? There's 5 pounds of meat in the bundle.
But it's raw.
Don't be so fussy.
But I don't like raw meat.
You and your weak stomach.
I'll go I'll get Mr. Riley's grill.
You stay where you are. We ain't touching this stuff. We got stuff of our own.
But Riley...
We got a basket full of stuff. Here, eat a radish.
Pop, I want something to eat.
Well, go ahead and eat. We got loads of stuff. Look, a pound of butter.
But Mr. Gillis has the bread.
Well, here's a can of salmon.
Well, they have the can opener. I want something to eat. Look, Edward's eating a radish.
All right, here, eat some salt.
Some picnic. Thought you and Mr. Gillis were going to cooperate. Oh, come on, Pop. Get friends again, will you? Bark at Mr. Gillis.
No, I'm through barking. A barking dog never bites. And from now on, I'm biting.
Hello? Oh, hello, bitches. Oh, nothing much. Just taking it easy. Riley and Junior went off on a picnic somewhere. Yeah, by themselves. And wait till I tell you what kind of picnic. You'll die.
Take my advice. Don't tell her.
Who's there?
It is I, Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker. Greetings, Mrs. Riley. You're looking fine. Very natural.
Thank you. Oh, yes, I'm here, Beatrice. Mr. Odell, the undertaker, just came in. No, everything's fine. Yeah, I'll call you later.
I hope you don't mind my dropping in like this, Mrs. Riley. I was just passing by. I'm on my way to make a deposit.
A deposit? Oh, but the bank isn't open on Sunday.
Who said anything about banks? I'm depositing my youngest son, Mustang, at the baseball game.
Oh, I see.
Dear lad adores baseball. Personally, I think it's silly. A lot of men running around on top of the grass. Later, I'm going down to the beach with the UEPCDS.
The UEPCDS?
Yes, the Undertakers, Embalmers, and Pallbearers Clam Digging Society. Each year, we all take a day off from work and dig for clams. It's a nice change.
Yes, I imagine so.
I thought your dear hubby might like to come along.
Oh, Riley's gone on a picnic with Junior and Mr. Gillis and his boy. The two men have some notion about teaching the kids cooperation.
An admirable idea. We're all for cooperation in my profession. In fact, we have a little poem about it. And I quote, "Don't fight with your competitor. Don't push him to the wall. This earth is overcrowded, but we'll make room for all."
Well, they went to Griffith Park. Oh, excuse me, the phone. Hello? Oh, it's you, Mrs. Gillis. Yes? Yes? What? Are you sure?
Well, I'll be running along now.
Oh, that's terrible.
I think I'll stick around.
Oh, if they eat that. Yes, I'll get out there right away. Yes, goodbye. Oh, Mr. Odell, the most awful thing has happened. Gillis was supposed to take along the hamburger for the picnic, but by mistake he took the horse meat that was meant for the dogs.
Oh, dear me. That is dreadful. The poor dog will starve.
Oh, those men won't know the difference. They'll eat it, and the kids. Oh, I've got to get out there right away and stop them. Could you drive me out there, Mr. Odell?
But of course, in my business, I'm always ready to drop everything. Well, cheerio. We'd better be shoveling off.
Pop, I want to go home. I'm hungry.
Okay, let's go. Take the box to the car.
Just a minute, Riley. That car stays where it is. I ain't ready to go home yet.
Well, I am, and I'm driving home.
Not with my half of the car, you ain't.
Gillis, I'm through talking. There's only one way to handle a weasel like you.
I'm ready any time you are.
Just a minute. Junior, Egbert, go play in the playground.
No, I don't want to.
Do as I say.
Yeah, go on, Egbert. Me and Riley got some business to settle.
All right.
Let's go, Junior. All right, Gillis. Put up your suit.
Stir up.
When I get through with you, you four-flusher, I'll... Gillis, look over there. That woman with the green dress.
Hey, that's Faith. What does she want?
She sees us. Listen, Gillis, if she finds out we've been fighting, we're cooked.
Yeah, she'll tell Honeybee. We'll never hear the end of it.
Well, she must never know, Gillis. We gotta have a truce just so we get rid of her, okay?
Okay with me.
Here she comes. Remember, we're still pals.
Oh, Riley. Oh, I'm so glad I found you. I've been looking all over.
Why, Peg, darling, what brings you here?
Riley,
Hmm?
did you eat yet?
Did we eat? I'll say we ate. Didn't we, Gillis, old pal?
That's your sweet life we did. And how we yet?
Oh.
What a meal. Peg, you never tasted hamburgers like that.
Yeah. I'm still licking my chops.
Oh, Riley. Oh, Mr. Gillis.
Well, what's the matter, Peg? You look faint. You hungry? Gillis, old pal, see, we got some hamburgers left. Huh?
Oh, no, thanks.
Well, okay, but you're missing a great treat. It's all in the way you cook them. After all, chopped meat is chopped meat. But the way I broiled it...
What do you mean the way you broiled it? You always got to take the bows, you...
Gillis? Look!
Riley.
You're right, Riley, old pal.
Riley, do you feel all right?
Well, sure. I feel great. What's the matter with you, Peg? What did you come out here for, anyway?
Yeah, why don't you mind your own business instead of coming here to...
Now, just a minute. You can't talk to my wife that way. I heard enough out of you, blabbermouth.
Riley?
Oh, my heavens.
You're right, Gillis, old pal. Why are you spying on us, Peg? What did you come here for?
Well, I'm not spying. Well, you see... Well, it really doesn't matter now. It's too late. I think I'll go home.
Well, Peg, as long as you're here...
No, I better go. I feel a little upset, that's all.
Well, you sure you're okay, honey? Take a taxi.
No, that's all right. I've got a lift home.
She's gone. Now, where was she?
You was calling me a four-flusher.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Put up your dukes, you four-flusher!
There, right. You're asking for it, Riley, and you're going to get it. When I get through with you, it's no use barking at me, Riley. I ain't showing you no mercy. I told you to stop barking. I'm through with all
Gillis, that ain't my bark. It's another dog. Look.
Oh, yeah. What a cute little puppy.
Look, he's going for the basket.
Oh, he must smell the meat. Why, he's hungry.
Let's give him a little piece of meat.
Yeah, he looks starved. I'll get it.
Yeah.
Here, doggy. Here's some nice ground sirloin for you.
Gillis, this is just like old times. Here we was going to slug each other, and a little dog... You remember, old pal?
I remember, pal.
Well, here's another little dog, a wirehead.
Let's give him some meat,
You
huh?
Fred, here you are, doggy.
Hey, look, here comes a Cincinnati.
Yeah. And here's a bulldog.
Yeah, and a Dachshund.
And a French poodle. Holy smoke, they're coming like locusts.
Look, the meat's all gone.
Yeah. Listen to them. Oh, they're saying goodbye to it. Goodbye, dogs. Goodbye. Au revoir. That's for the French poodle. Goodbye.
I never seen so many dogs. Where'd they come from?
That was no accident. Huh? They know us. Years ago, that little dog we gave the licorice to must have told his pups about us. And his pups told their pups. And today, I bet you the name of Riley and Gillis is a household word in every kennel.
Riley, we can't let those dogs down again. We'll never fight.
Gillis, let's shake on that.
Shake.
Hi, Pop. All your friends again. See that swell, Papa?
You bet we're friends. We sat down and talked it over like intelligent men, and we decided cooperation is the only thing. So let this be a lesson to you boys.
Oh, but the dogs helped too, didn't they?
Well, of course the dogs. What dogs?
Well, the dogs we let out of the dog catcher's wagon over...
You mean that... Those dogs
You figured out? You got those dogs.
Don't kill it. Oh, let this be a lesson to us. We got a couple of smart kids here. It's a wise son that knows his own father.
Another episode in the life of Riley is over, but next week Riley is sure to be back with his family, his friends, and his problems. He'll be heard by listeners in the United States over NBC, the national broadcasting company, by you American servicemen and women overseas over the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Little did Lum and Abner realize how complicated things might become when a stranger by the name of John Devereaux left a tin box with them for safekeeping. When Lum and Abner discovered the box contained a sack of diamonds, they were certain they must be stolen. Believing them to belong to a Mrs. J. Simpson Barrington in Kansas City, they had removed the jewels from the box when a representative of Mr. Devereaux's called for the box last Friday. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner over at Lum's house, hiding out. Listen.
Well, Lum, we can't just leave the store closed up all the time. We're going to lose all the business we got. Had it closed all day Saturday and all day today.
Well, if you want to go down there and open it up, go right ahead.
No, I don't want to go down there by myself.
You talk like it.
Well, I don't. I'll tell you, not by myself.
That's all you've talked about for days. Why don't we open up the store? I don't want to go down there by myself or with somebody.
And you've been so nervous and jumpy since you give that fella that box last Friday that you got me scared now.
Well, you better be scared. You're into this as much as me. We broke the law is what we done.
Broke the law?
Why, sure. That feller Devereaux left the box there in our bank for safekeeping. We ain't supposed to take nothing out of there.
Well, when we give that feller the box Friday, well, he never looked to see whether the diamonds was in there or not.
No, but they'll find out they ain't in there when he gives the box to Mr. Devereaux. What I'm scared of, they'll think we stole them and come down here and start shooting before they ask any questions.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we weren't stealing them. You was going to take them to Miss Barrington up there in Kansas City.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell him that. I already had them in my hand satchel.
Yeah.
Besides, I didn't want to give them back till I found out if they'd been stolen or not.
Oh, well, they're bound to have been stole diamonds, Lum. He told us they were just insurance papers in that box. And we found the diamonds in that little old secret drawer there.
Yeah, well, I could tell that feller Devereaux was a crook the minute he come in the bank there. And when I found out Miss Barrington in Kansas City had a fine collection of diamonds, I knowed in reason it was hers.
Yeah, but they might not be hers. You wrote her a letter and told her we had them, and we never have heard from her.
Well, I've been thinking she might not have got my letter. I believe I'd have heard from her one way or the other. For if the diamonds ain't hers, I enclosed a picture of myself in the letter, and I believe she'd at least seen that and answered my letter.
Yeah, but you never said who it was a picture of, though. You forgot to write on it.
Well, she's bound to know it's me. I put it in my letter.
That still ain't no reason for her to just turn around and write you a letter, though.
I don't know. I believe this is going to be a case of love at first sight, Abner.
Well, you're going around saying you're in love with her, Lum. You ain't never even saw a picture of her.
No, but Squire Skimp was telling me all about her.
All he told you was that she was rich, had a lot of oil wells.
Yeah, but I knowed the minute I heard of her, she was my dream girl.
Pretty pal.
Love at first sight. Or love at first hearing about, I guess you'd call it.
Well, I wish I'd never heard about her or the diamonds, neither one. I never knowed a feller could get in so much trouble just holding something for safekeeping.
Yeah.
Here we got a store and a bank down there, and we can't open up either one of them, feared we'll get shot.
Yeah, it's bad, all right.
Well, what are we going to do if somebody wants to get a check cashed?
Oh, they can get checks cashed around the stores.
Well, the departure is going to see that place closed up and start thinking the bank went busted, and they'll demand their money.
Yeah, that's right.
Why, of course they
thought
do.
about that. Maybe we can put on a disguise and go down there tomorrow and open up.
Disguise?
Yeah, and then if that feller Devereaux does come back, maybe he won't know us. Put on long whiskers, stuff like that.
Well, that's the trouble. Nobody else will know us neither. Folks around here see a couple of strangers with whiskers and stuff like that in there in the bank, while they are going to want their money back, sure enough.
What are you trying to do? Get this thing to where there ain't no way out of it at all?
Well, I don't see why we don't just turn the diamonds over to the police and have it over with.
Because I want to be the one that saves Miss Barrington's diamonds for her. And she'll think I'm a hero and fall in love with me.
Well, if that Mr. Devereaux comes back here looking for the diamonds, why, there might be a funeral develop out of this instead of a wedding.
Yeah, then she could fall in love with me sure enough if she knowed I died to save him.
Well, that ain't going to do you no good.
That's right, ain't it?
Why, no.
Maybe I ought to take 'em on up there to her.
Well, now, wait a minute. You ain't going to leave me down here to face them fellers by myself.
Well, you can go along as my bodyguard.
Who's going to guard my body?
Well, we can guard one another's. We'll be all right when we get in Kansas City.
Maybe that's the best thing to do. I don't know. I want to get it all settled, I know that, and get back to work.
Well, we can catch that 5 o'clock train to Kansas City this afternoon. Be in Kansas City early in the morning. We can set up and guard one another.
Yeah, well, we say that's fancy that way, guarding one another. But I don't know much about such as that,
Well, all you have to do, somebody tries to take the diamonds away from us, you just throw a ration hold on them and hold them until the news butcher, the conductor, comes and helps us tie 'em up.
Harassment hold?
Yeah. I was looking at a book here this morning, Abner, The Art of Self-Defense. Had it laying around here for 3 or 4 years. Tells all about how to protect yourself when somebody jumps on you that way.
How to protect yourself?
You know what to do if somebody bigger and stouter than you are jumps on you.
Well, I don't need no book to tell me what to do. Just start out running as fast as you can.
Yeah, but you can't run from somebody on a train. Well, you can, but just back to the end of the train, and then they'll have you cornered.
Well, what does that book say to do? Jump off the back end?
No, well, here. Put it right here on the table. Reading all about them jiu-jitsu holds this morning. Them's the best, I think.
There, huh?
Yeah, it shows you how to throw fellers twice your size clean over your head.
For the land's sake. Doggy, I'd like to know how to do that anyway. Maybe I'd stand more of a chance in my arguments with Elizabeth, sling her over my head a couple of times.
Yeah. Wait a minute, let me see.
She's pretty stout, though.
Here it is, right here. Jiu-jitsu made simple.
Huh?
That's what it says up the top of the page here.
Oh. Well, what them pictures are?
Pictures of fellers using these jiu-jitsu holds.
They must have been in an awful big hurry to get them pictures made. Never even give them time to dress.
They're dressed.
They got on their long underwear.
Well, that's what they wear when they do this jiu-jitsu stuff.
Well, we ain't going to wear an outfit like that on a train to Kansas City, are we?
No, they just wear them outfits when they're doing that jiu-jitsu.
Well, when the feller's jumping on you, he ain't going to give you time to strip down like that before you start fighting.
Well, you don't have to dress like that, Abner.
I'd feel embarrassed to death. Climb on a train, dress like that. Just my hat and hand satchel.
Well, you don't have to, so quit worrying about it.
No, if you do, I will too. I'll stick by you. But I know we'll never live it down long.
Abner, I told you...
I'll tell you what we can do, Long. We can wear long overcoats to where it wouldn't look so bad. We could get out of them pretty quick if somebody jumps on us.
Well, maybe nobody won't jump on us.
I don't know. I don't believe a fella could ride on a train in an outfit like that from here to Kansas City without having at least one fight. You know somebody's going to make a remark about you, Long.
Abner, we ain't going to dress like that. Them's professional wrestlers. Get paid for it.
They couldn't pay me enough to go around dressed like that all the time.
Well, just forget about how we're going to dress. Let's practice these holds. Here's one called throwing an opponent over the head.
Who?
Opponent.
Oh,
Says, first seize left wrist of adversary, then raise your left foot against the thigh of adversary's right leg.
That's a pretty good trick. Who is adversary?
That's you.
Ah.
Here, give me your left hand.
This one?
Yeah. Now, in the same instant, hop as close to opponent as possible. That's me doing the hopping, of course.
Yeah, well, who that opponent, though?
I said that's you.
No, you said I was adversary. Well, why don't we just use my right name, Mom? I can't recollect all them fancy names.
Yeah. Says for me to hold tightly with my right foot still in place and throw myself over backwards.
Well, you're wrestling yourself, or you don't need me.
Carry opponent with you.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, now, here we go.
All right, now, don't pull too hard now, Lum. Wait a minute now. Look out, get you. I know that your heart sure is pounding, Lum.
Wait a minute, that ain't my heart. That's somebody at the door. We better hide. That might be Mr. Devereaux right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Mr. Lum.
Oh, wait a minute. That's Cedric, Lum.
Oh, come in, Cedric.
I got a special delivery letter for you, Mr. Lum.
For me? Hi, Granny's. Maybe it's from Miss Barrington.
Huh?
Hi, Granny's, it is, Abner. It's from Kansas City.
It is?
Yes, sir. After 5 days, returned to Miss J. Simpson Barrington.
Huh? Oh, the letter, yeah.
It's her, Abner. I knowed she'd write me when she seen that picture of me. Oh, love always wins out. That's an old lettered saying of mine. I told you the minute I heard that name that me and her was just meant for one another. Miss J. Simpson Barrington. That's the prettiest girl's name I ever heard. Love has found a way.
Andy, listen to the man. He is about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
Rinso, the new Rinso with Solium, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. The soap that contains Solium, the sunlight ingredient, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. A full half hour of entertainment with all the Amos and Andy characters, plus the Jubilaires and chorus.
Sing hallelujah, hallelujah.
Jeff Alexander and his orchestra. And now, Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso, invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the story of Amos and Andy. A week ago, the Kingfish's brother-in-law dropped over for dinner and has remained with him ever since. Ordinarily, the Kingfish's attitude would change for having a trick like that played on him, but it hasn't. And now he has the same friendly feeling towards his brother-in-law that he has always had.
Papa, if you don't get that goofy brother of yours out of here, I'm going to kick him out myself.
Oh, quit complaining about Leroy. Why can't he stay here a while?
Of course, this is our home. When the preacher said you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife, he didn't ask me to take the brother-in-law too, did he?
Listen, George, Leroy and me has always been especially close to each other. Why, he's part of me.
Well, when I kick Leroy out the house, I hope your part don't get hurt. That's all I
George, you shut up.
Now, listen, Sapphire, how would you like to come home every day and find a no-good bum laying around the house?
Well, what you think I've been doing for 22 years? And I want to tell you, my brother is going to stay here.
And I say he's going to get out.
Now, wait a minute. I'll tell you what we'll do.
What?
George, let's write a letter to Lena Dixon, the woman that's running the new column in the daily paper, giving advice on family trouble.
Nothing doing. We read her a letter when she first started that column last week, and she answered the thing in your favor. She's all for the women's side of the argument.
I want you to know that Lena Dixon is unbiased.
I don't care what her nationality is. I ain't going to write to her.
You're afraid to write to Lena Dixon because you know she'd tell you you're wrong about my brother.
Now, listen, Sapphire, forget Lena Dixon and her advice to married couples. I'm going down to my office now and take a nap for a couple hours. Then I'm going over to the pool hall and shoot some pool this afternoon. When I come home tonight, I don't want to find no bum in the house.
Come in, Kingfish.
Oh, hello, Henry. That lazy no-good brother-in-law of mine is staying at my house, and I can't stand him. Nobody likes him.
Yes, I admit he is quite abdominal.
Them in-laws gets me down.
Me too, Kingfish. I had my mother-in-law with us for 7 months, and she is very slobnoxious.
Yeah. I wish I could get Andy to give up his room so that Leroy could get it.
Well, can't you think of some scheme?
Well, of course, me with my innocent mind, I ain't much on schemes. But wait a minute, I just got an idea.
Yes, what is it?
You know, me and Andy went to a moving picture last night called The Kiss of Death.
Mm-hmm.
They made the whole thing right here in New York in a rooming house.
Yes, I heard that.
Maybe I could tell Andy that I is in the moving picture business and need his room for a picture.
Well, that's an excellent thought, Kingfish. You could even tell him that she's working for one of the Cecil B. DeMille's brothers.
Yeah, I got an old megaphone in the closet at the office, and I put on my old army puttees. I think I'll go over to Andy's room now and see what I can do.
Come in, Kingfish.
Yeah, well, don't bother about getting out of bed, Andy. I just want to look over your room here. Let me put my cap on backwards here. Now, let me look through my megaphone here and kind of size up the place.
Well, what are you looking through that megaphone for?
Well, just working out a few camera angles here, Andy. Oh, I forgot. You ain't heard about my new job. I was in the moving picture business now, as we say in the high-class circles, the cinnamon.
What you doing up here in my room?
Well, you remember that picture we see the other night that was made in a rooming house here in New York?
Yeah.
Well, they was making another one just like it, and I was the location scout in charge of looking up rooms to take the pictures in, you see.
No fooling. What is the name of the picture you're working on?
Oh, this is going to be one of them big Hollywood epidemics. Oh, yeah, it's a real extravaganza, all right. They call it The Return of Devil's Island.
You mean they want my room for Devil's Island picture?
Yeah, I figured we could use it for one of the cells.
You think this place could pass for a cell?
Oh, provided we clean it up a little bit, yeah, we could.
Well, wait a minute, I don't know if I want my room in the moving picture or not.
Oh, it's a big thing for you, and old boy. We'll even give you credit on the screen. You know, it always says gowns by Adrian and makeup by Westmore. Yeah, well, on this picture, it'll say dirty room by Andrew H. Brown.
Hey, you know something? That might not be a bad deal to have them shoot a moving picture right in my room. What happened in here?
Well, in the big scene, Andy, a fellow is locked up in here in solitary confinement. He's tired and he's exhausted. He's laying on the bed there fighting off rats with his shoes.
Yeah, well, will they bring their own rats or use the ones I got here?
Oh, they'll bring their own. They want to use little rats, you see. They just want to be little nice.
Well, wait a minute, Kingfish. This is beginning to sound a little fishy to me. Is you on the level with this picture stuff? What's the name of the company you working for?
The company, you is here at Monogram, ain't you?
Yeah.
Well, ours is called Initials. Initials Incorporated.
Is it a big company?
A big company. They are so big that next week they're investigating Washington. That's what they do.
Tell me this, Kingfish. Does your company make any good pictures?
Well, last year in the Academy Awards, one of our pictures nearly got an Oscar Hammerstein. Oh, we were going there.
Wait a minute, though. I don't believe nothing you're telling me. You know something? This all sounds fishy.
Listen, Andy, I'm going to tell you the truth. It sounds fishy to me, too. Yeah, Andy, I is desperate. I'm going to lay my cards right on the table here now and then turn them face up for you.
Yeah, do that.
I'm trying to get a room for that no-good brother of Sapphire's to staying with us.
Well, I figured you wasn't no movie man when I seen you looking through that megaphone. The thing didn't even have no lens in it.
Well, I got to do something to find a room for that brother-in-law of mine.
Yeah, well, it's tough to find a place.
I has walked from one end of New York to the other. And once today I said to myself, my feet can't stand no more.
There's only one thing left for you. Stop walking. Start riding. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot, stopping, let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot. Swing down, chariot, stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. Well, Ezekiel was out in the middle of a field. He saw an angel working on a chariot wheel. Wasn't too particular about the chariot wheel. Just wanted to see how a chariot feels. Why don't you swing, oh, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing, oh, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Well, Ezekiel went down, he got on board. The chariot went stomping on down the road. Wasn't so particular about stomping down the road, just wanted to lay down his heavy load. Why don't you swing down, sweet chariot, stopping, let me ride. Swing down, chariot, stopping, let me ride. Rock me, Lord, come and easy. I've got a home on the other side. On the other side, I've got my home. I've got a home. Oh, on the other side. If I could just make it in.
Amos and Andy will be back in just a moment. But now a word from our good friend, Bert Wheeler.
Ever since clothes were first invented, women have had to wash them. Years ago, they used to soak them in a brook and bang them with rocks to get them clean. Then some bright guy figured out how to make soap and revolutionized wash day. Well, there have been all kinds of soap since that first crude discovery. But today there's a new soap on the market that makes every other wash day soap seem as out of date as that old brook and rock routine. That soap is New Rinso with Solium, the amazing sunlight ingredient. New Rinso with Solium actually washes white things whiter than brand new and makes colored washables look brighter than brand new. That's what I said, whiter than new, brighter than new. And only New Rinso with Solium, that sunlight ingredient, can do those two things. No other soap can even claim to do them because no other soap contains sodium. Well, you want that kind of a wash, whiter and brighter than new? Say New Rinso to your dealer tomorrow.
What's the idea of coming down to my office and bothering me?
Well, George, I have made up my mind. I'm going to write a letter to this newspaper columnist, Lena Dixon, and ask her opinion about whether Leroy ought to stay or not.
Well, now, you wait a minute. Don't write to Lena Dixon. Just give me a little more time. I was out all morning trying to find a room for that no-good bum Leroy. He got to get out of our house.
Well, he may be a bum, but he ain't as big a bum as you is. And I think he ought to stay.
Yeah, well, I think the bum ought to get out.
Well, if you feel that way, why don't you put it up to him?
All right, I will. What did you think of it, Leroy?
Well, you both got your points, but I think I'll stay.
Well, that settles it. I'm going shopping. I'll see you back at the house later.
So long, sister dear.
Leroy, now that we is alone, I want to have a little friendly chat with you. I'm going to talk to you like a Dutch oven.
What's on your mind, brother?
Leroy, there's a great opportunity in California for you. Remember that great statesman, Horace Greasy, that said, go left, young man, go left?
Why would he say a thing like that?
Well, he uttered them words when his brother-in-law moved in on him, I think.
If I didn't know you better, Kingfish, I think you'd try to get rid of me.
Come in, Gabby.
Hi, Kingfish. Hi there.
Let that laughing hyena out there. Will you get on out there?
Go on. Let's stop by and say hello, Kingfish.
Yeah, glad you dropped by, Gabby.
You look a little down in the mouth, Kingfish. What's the matter with you?
Oh, this thing of living in the house with my brother-in-law has got me down.
You know one thing, I had a brother-in-law who lived with me once for 15 years, and I just treated him with kindness, I gave him the best food and let him wear all my clothes. And for the whole 15 years, I gave him $10 a week spending money. $10 a week.
I'll bet he'll never forget you for it.
No, indeed. I'll say he didn't. He saved up $10,000, bought the apartment house we was living in, and had me evicted.
How is I going to get my brother-in-law out of the house, Gabby?
Very simple, Kingfish, very simple. Make him think it's dangerous around your house. Scare the man. Where's the scare?
Oh.
Wait a minute, I got it. Tell him you got a rare tropical disease, and he's allowed to catch it.
Yeah, I'll tell him that I got something like that. Come to think of it, Andy ain't met Leroy yet. I'll get Andy to play like he's the doctor and come in at just the right time.
Well, I got to be going, Kingfish. I had a busy day down at the Bureau of Vital Statistics. I found out that right now there's one woman for every man in the country. I think that's bad. It's going to put a lot of men out of work. They say in 1950 there's going to be 2 women for every man. I think that's very bad, too. That's very bad. If this keeps up, someday there's going to be 4 women for every man. Just think of it. 4 women for every man.
Well, what did you think of that?
Lovely.
Come in, Leroy.
Hi, Kingfish. That's why I said she wouldn't be home in time to cook supper. She said you fixed it for me.
Yeah. Well, let's sit down here a minute and read the paper. You see, Leroy, does you feel sort of a hot wind blowing through here like you got in the tropics?
No, I don't. Matter of fact, I think it's a little chilly.
Well, I guess it's just like I thought then. My old trouble is coming back on me.
What's that, Kingfish?
Oh, nothing. Just a slight touch of the bubonic plague.
Bubonic plague?
Yes, you know, it's one of them rare tropical diseases that scares people so much.
Kingfish, that sounds serious to me.
Yeah, I got it all right. As what medical science calls a common carrier. You know how people get them tropical diseases from mosquitoes biting them?
Yeah.
Well, I was the one that gives it to the mosquitoes. You see, I contracted the stuff when I was helping Teddy Roosevelt dig the Panama Canal.
Is this thing you got contagious?
Yeah, oh, me. What I need is a doctor. I say what I need is a doctor.
Excuse me, I'm the doctor. Anybody around here suffer from rare tropical disease?
Oh, doctor, I was glad you just happened to be passing. I was having one of my spells, doctor.
Yeah, well, maybe I can help you. I only specializes in tropical diseases.
Kingfish is just a good doctor.
Is he a good doctor? Why, he served his internship at that big hospital in Baltimore, Johns Manville.
Oh, yes, sir. I spent 2 full weeks there learning medicine.
He can hit you with a hypodermic needle and make you jump 2 feet, can't you, son?
I get it every time.
Doctor, I tell you what I wish you'd do. I got a spell here. Look in my eyes and see if the symptom is there. Is my eyes dilated?
Yeah, it is, all right.
Tell me, is this thing you got contagious, Kingfish?
Yes, that's the bad part of it, Doctor. Maybe you better look at his eyes, too, while you're doing it. Look over there.
Okay. Yeah, his is annihilated, too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know a lot about this disease. Maybe I can help you there, Leroy. I'll tell you what you do. I can tell by your tongue. Stick out your tongue once.
Ah.
Looks pretty bad, all right, now. Now turn it over, will you?
Kingfish, I can't turn it over.
Yeah, well, what do you think, Doctor?
It sounds like rigor mortis of the tongue to me. Yeah, this is a clear case of the bluebonnet plague.
Yeah, that's the bluebonnet.
Oh, me? This is terrible. I wonder why Sapphire never caught the disease from you all these years.
Well, now, go explain that to you, Leroy. Your sister is very lucky. She can't catch it. Sapphire is what is known in medical circles as an antiseptic. She's got mercurochrome in the blood. That's what she got.
Oh, yeah. The germs jumped on her once, and they jumped right back off again. Ain't that right, Doctor?
You was the doctor. Yeah,
I guess I was talking to myself.
Oh, me. I'm worried about myself, Doctor. What you think I ought to do?
Well, I think you ought to get out this house as quick as you can. That's right.
Leroy, you ought to go down to the Board of Health and get them to throw some lime on you.
Yeah.
I'm getting out of here. Goodbye.
And they put it there. It worked, boy.
Oh, yeah. He really got out of here fast.
Oh, that goofy brother-in-law of mine won't stop running till he hits the freight yards.
George, it's 10 o'clock and Leroy ain't been here all evening. I wonder where he's at.
Well, I don't know, honey, unless he decided to go away somewhere.
George, there's something fishy about this, and I think you're at the bottom of it.
Oh, no, honey, you know that I wouldn't do nothing to us.
Look, George, it's Leroy.
Yeah, well, what you doing back? Who that gentleman with you there?
I'm from the Board of Health, and I'm going to quarantine your brother-in-law and your wife in this house, and you come into the hospital for a few days to be put under observation.
Oh.
Miracles do happen occasionally, I guess. Maybe the Kingfisher scheme will work out this time. But before we return to Amos and Andy, here is Bert Wheeler.
I have to believe in miracles because so many of you ladies say you see them come to pass on wash day, the first time you try new rinso with Solium. You see clothes that are dulled and yellowed by repeated washings with ordinary soap come out white and bright and beautiful the first time the new rinso suds hit them. And each time they're washed, you see them get progressively whiter and brighter. Then you see them get to that peak of washing perfection which only new rinso can give. Only new rinso with Solium, that sunlight ingredient, can do these two things. Wash white clothes whiter than brand new and make washable colors look brighter than brand new. No other soap can even claim to do them because no other soap contains Solium. So tell your dealer, new rinso.
Stonewall.
Well, come in, Kingfish. Where have you been?
I've been in the hospital under observation for 3 days.
Oh, they think you're a little balmy in the head, huh?
No, this is a long story. I really got a problem, boy.
I got a problem, too, you know. I've been working on a big case myself, Kingfish. See, about 6 months ago, the railroad notified one of my clients that they was going to lay some railroad tracks
cross his property.
They did, huh?
Yeah, but I advised my client to ignore the railroad because they couldn't do it. So today I brought a doctor into the case.
Oh, why?
Well, this morning a freight train hit my client while he was walking to the bathroom.
So my problem is that my brother-in-law, Leroy, is staying with me, and I can't stand him around the house no more.
Yeah. I'd hate to have a brother-in-law in with me and my wife. You know, the best way to get rid of him is to trick him. Tell Leroy that some important business just come up in Georgia and ask him if he is able to fly south immediately.
Yeah, well, what does that do if he say he is able to fly south?
Push him out the window and let him try it.
Oh, no. Sapphire would never let me do that to a brother.
Yeah, well, you always got to remember, Kingfish, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah, well, what's that got to do with it?
I don't know, but in case you ever get a transfusion, don't let him give you no water.
My wife wants to get advice from Lena Dixon.
I got an idea, Kingfish.
What's that?
Let Sapphire write Lena Dixon. You take the letter to mail and replace her letter with one from yourself, see? Saying that your brother-in-law, Leroy, is a psychopathic case. Non-compos menace and ought to get out.
Say, that's a great idea, Stonewall. I'll switch letters on the way. Oh, you certainly know how to give advice.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kingfish, once a woman said to me that her husband was a big bum and neglected her all the time.
Yeah, did you advise her?
Yeah. I told her that she ought to go out dancing with other men for 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah, how'd it turn out?
Not so good. See, I get pretty lonesome sitting around the house by myself every night.
Tell me, Kingfish, why is we going in here to the newspaper office this early in the morning?
Well, I told my wife to write the columnist Lena Dixon, and before I had a chance to switch the letters last night, my wife mailed it. And I won't get in the mail room and switch letters by getting that one back and putting this one I got in my pocket in the place of it before it gets to Lena Dixon, you see.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're doing, yeah.
Now, don't forget how I told you that. Come on, let's go in the newspaper office here and get back where the mail... just follow me now.
Yeah, I was right behind you.
Hey, where do you guys think you're going? Only newspaper men are allowed back there. You'll either get in trouble.
Trouble? We as newspaper men. I am Scoop Stevens, and this is Flash Brown. Say something, Flash.
So long. I'll be back in a flash.
Wait a minute. Come here, wait a minute.
How come I never heard of you birds around here before?
Yeah, well, now, I was explain that to you. That's because we is foreign correspondents like Lowell Thomas.
Yeah, and H.B. Calcimine.
Yeah. So you're foreign correspondents. What are you doing back in America?
Well, now, there's a question you asked us there, and that's a good question you asked. Ain't it, Flash?
Yeah, sure is.
We just returned from Paris. We spent years over there so we could get a feature story on France.
Just what did you find out about France?
The place is show packed with foreigners, all right. Is that right, Flash?
Oui, Signor.
Paris. Familiar with Paris, eh?
Yeah.
Tell me, how is Rudy LePay?
Oh, fine. He's married now and got 3 children. Yeah.
No. Rudy LePay is a street.
Oh, the street. Oh, yes, I will. That's still there, yeah.
Oh, sure. We know Paris backwards.
Yeah, we went up to Main Street there one day, and we see the Triumph d'Arc there.
That's Arc de Triomphe.
Well, that's what he meant. We know Paris backwards, you see.
Excuse me, I got to answer the phone.
Yeah, okay, go right ahead. Come on, Andy, quick. Come on, follow me.
Right with you.
Here's the mail room right here. Now, let's look in these different boxes. Here we is. Here's Lena Dixon's mailbox. We're lucky. She ain't got a mail yet.
Yeah, can you find it?
Wait a minute. Yeah, here it is right here. Here's the letter. Now, I'll take this letter out, and I'll put my letter in there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, this is working great.
Yeah, well, come on. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, come on, quick. Come on.
Hey, where you guys been?
Viva la France.
Kingfish, you mean to say that you tore up the letter that Sapphire done writ to Lena Dixon and you wrote one yourself, huh? Yeah, that's exactly what I done, Amos, and my friend here, Andy, helped me out in the deal.
Yeah, and in the Kingfish's letter, he said that Leroy was a psychopathic, and on top of that, he didn't have no menace in his compass.
Yeah, you know, Oh, that's kind of a mean trick, Kingfish. Well, you got to put them tricks on to get your brother-in-law out the house. I got to put something over on my wife now and then. When is you expecting Lena Dixon to have your answer in the column? Well, this all happened about 2 days ago. Ought to be in the end of the day now. Well, I'll get on in the house here now. You boys like to come in? No, thank you. I think me and Andy will just keep going.
Yeah, Kingfish. Now you're going to have peace in the house from now on.
Well, thank you, Andy. So long, boys. Well, hello there, Sapphire. Hi, Leroy.
Hiya, Kingfish. Come in, George. Me and Leroy is looking in the paper for Lena Dixon's column to see if she had our answer in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is right here.
Oh, that's great. In the paper today, huh? Read me the good news, honey.
I hope it's good for me, too. Yes, it is. It say, Dear Mrs. G.S.
That's you, Mrs. George Stevens.
Say, in answer to your problem about the brother-in-law, in view of his condition, I feel that he should stay at your home so that he can have the care he needs from both you and your husband.
What?
Well, there you is, George. And you know, we agreed to abide by her decision. These are you saying.
Of all the silly and crazy answers, this Lena Dixon is the worst. Little do you know that I have been working on this thing for 3 days. Goodbye.
What's the matter about this? Little do he know that I've been working at the newspaper as Lena Dixon for 2 weeks.
Andy the Kingfish sure talks mighty big and mighty loud. But that kind of talk don't always pay off.
No, you're right, Amos. Now take Bert Wheeler there. He talks soft, but he makes folks listen.
Well, that's because I have news that people want to hear. News about new Rinso, the only soap in the world that contains solium, that sunlight ingredient. The only soap in the world that can wash white clothes whiter than brand new and make washable colors look brighter than brand new. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. Let your own eyes be the judge. Just be sure you use new Rinso with solium. Your dealer has it for you now.
Good night, folks.
See you next Tuesday.
This is Bill Goodwin speaking for Lever Brothers, makers of Swan, the new white floating soap that's pure as fine Castiles. Well, it's Tuesday night again, time for another pleasant visit with George Burns and Gracie Allen. Our guests, the MGM star Charles Lawton and his charming wife Elsa Lanchester, Jimmy Cash, and Felix Mills and his orchestra. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie.
Gee, that's a swell-looking Christmas tree you got, Gracie.
Oh, isn't it handsome? I picked this tree for sentimental reasons.
You did?
Yes. You see how it's little at the top and spreads out at the bottom?
What's sentimental about it?
It reminds me of you.
Thanks, dear.
Oh, won't it be wonderful, darling, spending another Christmas together?
You bet.
And this year it's got to be a real white one.
A white Christmas?
Yes.
Gracie, it never snows in Hollywood.
Oh, I didn't mean that. But remember the sheets we sent to the laundry 6 months ago?
Oh, they're back.
Yes.
We'll have a white Christmas and a starchy New Year, yeah.
Oh, remember our first Christmas, George? You were dating me then.
Sure, I remember.
You kissed me under the mistletoe. My, you were a fiery lover.
I was?
Yeah. Oh, look. We're under the mistletoe now. How about a kiss?
Oh, Gracie.
Oh, come on. I want to see if your kisses are still fiery.
Okay. Well?
Oh, I guess they're not making mistletoe like they used to.
Well, come on. We better get busy and trim the tree.
All right, and then we'll go to the pageant rehearsal.
Pageant rehearsal?
Oh, Oh, I forgot to tell you. Nigel Bolingbroke is staging a Christmas pageant. I'm the Snow Queen, and you're going to be Santa Claus.
Look, I'm not going to be Santa Claus for that broken-down pool room bum.
But, George, it's a wonderful part. You come down the chimney and put presents in the bottles that are hanging by the fireplace.
Wait a minute. Bottles hanging by the fireplace?
Yeah, liquid stockings.
Oh, I see.
You'll be such a cute little Santa Claus with a pillow stuffed in your coat and a long...
Gracie, I'm not going to be in the pageant.
Well, you're very silly, dear. A talent scout might see you. Why, Lana Turner was discovered just sipping a soda in a drugstore.
Well, maybe Lana Turner had more to offer than I would a Santa Claus.
Oh, I don't know. With a pillow in front of you, you'd have...
Never mind.
Come in.
Greetings, good people. 'Tis I, Bolingbroke.
Oh, hello, Maestro. I was just telling George that we want him to play Santa Claus in our pageant.
Yes, and I turned it down, Cue Ball.
Well, you can't be serious, Burns. What a pageant it will be. The very thought of the first scene warms my heart. As the curtain rises, the stage is crowded with little children. Little tots too young to have an agent, all working for nothing.
Yes, that would warm your heart.
And then, tally-ho! Out upon the stage comes jolly old St. Nick in his sleigh.
Drawn by his faithful reindeer, Dunder and Blitzen, Dancer and Prancer, Comet and Garrett Lydecker.
Comet and Garrett Lydecker?
It's an actor friend of mine. Though reduced to playing a reindeer, he insists upon full billing.
Look, I don't want to have anything to do with this broken-down pageant.
Apparently, Mrs. Burns, we must seek elsewhere for a Santa.
Oh, I've got it. The perfect Santa Claus. Charles Lawton.
Oh, stop.
Well, he's already got a big bundle. All he has to do is move it around to the back.
Gracie, you'll never get a man like Charles Lawton to be in the silly pageant.
Hey, folks, am I interrupting anything?
Not a thing, Bill.
Well, friend Goodwin, I'm so happy to see you. Your arrival is most opportune.
Will $50 be enough?
Don't be crude, my dear fella. I merely wish to proffer you the role of Santa Claus in our Christmas pageant.
Oh, well, you're too late, Cue Ball. I'm taking Santa's place at the department store Toyland this week.
Oh, really, Bill?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll bet it's fun giving the kiddies presents.
Oh, it is, Gracie. You ought to see their little faces light up when they unwrap them and say, "Ooh, look, Sandy gave me a great big bar of swine."
That's the present.
Well, sure, George. Swan, the new white floating soap is a present for the whole family because it's 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face, a wonderful soap for bathing the baby, and perfect for dishes and light laundry. 4 swell soaps in one, a great wartime buy.
Well, Bill, what if a little girl asks for a doll?
Oh, Bill has a special bar of Swan that says Mama when you break it in two.
Well, the little girls like to climb up on my lap and have me tell them how to wash the dishes with Swan. I tell them about those long-lasting Swan suds, and I tell them that Swan is so mild and gentle they don't have to worry about rough dish-panty hands.
They like that, huh?
Oh, sure, fascinates them. Why, yesterday a little girl named Nancy sat in my lap for a half hour.
Well, is she big enough to wash the dishes?
Well, I think so. She's 22.
If Bill won't be our Santa Claus, I better get in touch with Mr. Lawton right away.
Oh, now, Gracie, surely you're not serious about this. Surely you wouldn't bother a great actor like Charles Lawton with the silly pageant? I know I can trust you.
Mama's little dreamer.
Gracie, I want you to promise me that you won't ask him.
Well...
Go on, promise.
All right, I promise.
Good. Now behave yourself while I go down to the cigar store.
Well, I'd better stop at Mr. Lawton's house.
Well, Gracie, you just promised George.
I promised I wouldn't ask Mr. Lawton to be Santa Claus.
Yes?
But I didn't promise I wouldn't ask his wife to ask him.
Oh, you're going to talk to Mrs. Lawton, Elsa Lanchester.
Sure. The way to a man's heart is through his wife.
I thought it was through his stomach.
Well, in Mr. Lawton's case, there's a shorter way.
Why, Gracie.
Hello, Elsa.
Come in, dear. It's been
ages since I've seen you.
Yes, I guess the last time was at Maggie Ettinger's party.
That's right. Charming affair, wasn't it?
Oh, delightful. She's such a wonderful hostess. Of course, the sandwiches were terribly small.
True, and the cocktails were rather poisonous.
And the flowers on the table were all droopy.
Most of the guests were droopy, too.
Yeah, and Maggie had on the same dress she's worn at the last 3 parties.
The last 4. But it really was a charming party.
Oh, delightful. Well, I better get down to business, Elsa. Do you think Charles would like to play Santa Claus in the Christmas pageant?
Santa Claus?
Yes. It would be a nice change from his movie work, and I know how tiring that can be.
What do you mean?
Well, George and I saw him in a picture not long ago, and I remember saying, George, Charles must be working too hard. He doesn't look well.
What picture was that?
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yes, he did look a bit seedy in that one.
But he'd look fine as Santa Claus.
Why don't you have George play the part?
Well, I asked him to, but he wouldn't do it.
You mean he refused?
Uh-huh.
But that's ridiculous. It's absurd. After all, he's only a husband.
Well, doesn't Charles ever refuse?
I should say not. He wouldn't dare. Gracie, does George wear the pants in your house?
Well, not so much in the house, but always when he goes out.
I mean, is he boss?
Oh, sure.
You've obviously let him get out of hand. Can't you control him at all?
Well, George was pretty well under control the first few years we were married, but then my mother left.
But, Gracie, the wife must be boss. For example, Charles serves me breakfast in bed. Does George do that?
Oh, no. He makes me come down to the table before he serves mine.
What about closing the windows and turning the heat on in the morning?
Oh, well, I've been doing that recently. It's icy cold in the room when we wake up.
All the more reason why you should make George do it.
Oh, I don't have the heart, Elsa. He lies there and looks at me so pathetically with those 2 big blue lips.
You're too soft, Gracie. Be like me. Keep Charles under your thumb.
My.
I lay down the law and he obeys it.
Gee.
I crack the whip and he jumps.
Really?
Absolutely. And to prove it, I promise you that Charles will play Santa Claus because I'll order him to play it.
Oh, you're sweet. So full of the real Christmas spirit.
Come on, let's go up to the attic. There's a red flannel nightshirt there that I made him stop wearing. It might do for part of the costume.
Well, why did you make him stop wearing it?
Oh, bad for my nerves. He looked exactly like a burning building.
Well, while the girls were in the attic, Mr. Lawton came home. He just hung up his hat when there was a knock at the door.
Oh, hello. Come on in, George.
Oh, thanks, Charles. Thanks. Say, Charles, I'm looking for Gracie. Is she here?
Why, George, how flattering.
I thought maybe I asked Gracie. I asked Gracie to tell you that for you not to be in her Christmas pageant. I told her not to do it, but I thought maybe she did anyway.
You meant she might have disobeyed you?
Sure.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's absurd. After all, she's only a wife. Well,
doesn't Elsa ever disobey you?
I should say not. She wouldn't dare. You're too soft, George. You let Gracie run over you.
Really?
Certainly. You're the husband. You're entitled to be boss. Who brings the money in your family? Who earns the living? I say you are in rather an awkward spot, aren't you?
Yes, I guess so.
Believe me, I keep Elsa under my thumb.
My.
I lay down the law and she obeys it.
She?
I crack the whip and she jumps.
Really?
Absolutely.
You wear the pants around here, huh?
I haven't had them off in 17 years.
Boy, you go out whenever you want to, huh?
Not a question.
Your wife doesn't complain when you have the boys over for poker?
She wouldn't dare.
Well, how does she feel about smoking cigars in the living room?
I'd never let her do it.
No, I mean, can you do it?
I do as I please, and if Elsa so much as raises an eyebrow at me, I turn her across my knee and spank her.
What was that, Charles?
Oh, hello, darling. I didn't know you were home.
home.
Evidently not. Gracie, give me that flannel nightshirt.
Oh, here you are, Elsa.
Charles, take this to your room and sew legs on it. You're going to be Santa Claus.
But
Don't argue with me, fat boy. Go to your room.
Yes, dear.
George Burns, you go and help him.
But, Gracie.
Don't argue with me, skinny boy. Oh, gee, Elsa, this is fun.
Here's our popular young tenor, Jimmy Cash, with Felix Mills in the orchestra, and an old favorite that's coming to the fore again, a ballad called Home. Jimmy?
Evening ever brings to me dreams of days that used to be, memories of those I love the best. When shadows fall and trees whisper day is ending, my thoughts are ever wending home. When crickets call, my heart is forever yearning once more to be returning home. When the hills conceal the setting sun, stars begin a peeping one by one. Night covers all, and though fortune may forsake me, sweet dreams will ever take me
Well, Mr. Lawton, so you don't wear the pants in your family after all.
No, George, I confess, I wear the girdle.
I can't believe it. A big guy like you afraid of your wife.
It's a secret I've kept from the whole world. Why, outside of my home, everyone's afraid of me. Policemen tremble when I talk to them. Truck drivers get out of my way. Department store clerks actually wait on me.
But at home, you're a milquetoast.
Yes, it's terrible. I went to a psychoanalyst.
What did he say?
He said, talk back to your wife. Don't be afraid of her. He was a single man.
I guess that. But, Charles, why are you so afraid of Elsa? Does she beat you?
Oh, of course not. That's just the point. She's sweet to me, and I love her. But I want to be boss, and she won't let me.
Say,
I long to be the caveman type. I go to a Humphrey Bogart picture and just sit there and drool.
Well, haven't you ever gotten up enough nerve to do anything about it?
Well, once I did lose my temper. Elsa criticized my work.
That got you, huh?
Yeah, so I took off my apron, threw down the broom, and walked out of the house.
You're a tiger. You know...
Come in.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Lawton. I was looking for Gracie. Oh, hello, George.
Hello, Bill. Charles, this is Bill Goodwin.
How do you do?
Well, gee, Mr. Lawton, you don't have to stick your tongue out at me.
That's his lip. He's pouting.
Oh.
He's henpecked.
Oh, go on. Not Charles Lawton. He's too tough. Why, I can still hear him saying, Mr. Christian, come here. Scrub my back with swan.
I don't recall that.
Well, Charles, you must try it sometime. Swan's not only great for your bath or for bathing the baby, but it's just a soap for dishes and light laundry. Swan's the new white floating soap that's 4 swell soaps in one.
Say, Bill, we're serious. Gracie saw Elsa dominate Charles, and now I'm henpecked, too.
Well, what are you, George, a man or a mouse? Get tough with Gracie. Scare her.
How? Tell her I'll leave her?
No, don't bribe her. Scare her.
Bill.
Listen, I'll tell you how both of you can scare your wife.
How?
Tell him you won't let him bathe the babies with Swan.
What baby?
Well, any babies.
Oh.
Swan's great for all of them. Doctors recommend it because it's pure as fine Castiles, and it's so mild it's kind even to a little baby's tender skin, which, incidentally, is a tip-off to the fact that it's swell for your hands and face, your complexion.
Say, Charles, maybe we should try to scare our wives.
You're right. If we're ever going to get the upper hand, now's our chance, while there's a shortage of men.
Right. Now you're talking. Once and for all, end that myth about the better half.
We will.
There's no such thing as a better half. Both halves are equally good.
Sure.
So when you break Swan in two, put half in the kitchen and half in the bathroom.
So long, Bill.
You can put your half in the bathroom for your tub or shower.
Out, Bill.
Or you can put it in the kitchen for the dishes or light laundry.
Out.
George, let's go in there and pin their ears back.
Okay.
We'll show them who's boss.
You said it.
We'll scare the life out of them.
I'll say we will.
You go first.
Well, we better go in together.
You're right. United we stand.
That's the stuff.
Nothing can stop us.
Now you're talking.
We're husbands on the warpath.
That's us.
Let's have a drink first.
That's a good idea. One quick one to give us nerve.
Yes, I'll cut some lemon and put on the teapot.
Oh, never mind that. Let's go in and get this over with.
Right you are. It's now or never.
Sure.
Our wives can't push us around.
I'll say.
Men are meant to be masters, not women.
Right.
Do you think we'd better arm ourselves?
Oh, come on. We're not afraid of them. Remember Captain Bligh.
Very well. Are you with me?
Yes.
Let's go.
Good.
Mrs. Lawton.
Mrs. Burns.
Yes, sir? Yes, sir.
Sit down.
Sit down.
We are sitting.
And stand up. Stand up.
Charles, what is the meaning
Quiet. We have come to deliver an ultimatum.
Yes. Yes.
Henceforth, we will give the orders, not you. And to start with, we will not play Santa Claus.
That's right.
So you can take this Santa Claus suit and stuff it in the chimney.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, my goodness, what happened?
Charles must have gotten into my vitamin capsule.
Well, Elsa, if we let him get away with this, we're sunk.
You're right. They might tell other husbands and organize.
Yeah. And men are scarce now, even men like ours.
I don't know what to do. I've never seen Charles like this before.
Oh, I could handle your husband, but I wouldn't know what to do with George.
Oh, George is no problem.
Yeah. Say, I have an idea. I'll handle your husband and you handle mine.
It's a deal. Mr. Burns, may I see you alone for a moment?
Why, of course, Elsa.
Oh, and Mr. Lawton, I'd like to speak with you.
What is it, Elsa?
Sit down, George. I'll sit here at your feet.
Well, if that's the way you like it,
Your feet have so much character, George. What size are they?
11s.
The best size. There can be no nonsense about a man who has so much of him on the ground.
Look, if you're trying to flatter me into playing Santa Claus, you...
Oh, no, George. I admire you for refusing. You are so virile, so masterful.
Oh, Charles spoke up, too.
Only because he had your strength to lean on.
Really?
You are strong, aren't you, George?
Well, I'm not exactly a panty waist.
Modest boy. Flex your arm and let me feel your muscle.
Okay. Grab hold.
Go on. Flex it.
It's flexed.
How nice to have smooth muscles that don't make lumps.
Yeah.
Your personality and your gorgeous, resonant voice.
Amos, babe, all by myself.
Oh, you sing, too.
Of course.
Do you ever sing any lighter things, such as Christmas carols?
Oh, sure. Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Magnificent, George.
Oh, what fun it is to ride
and a one-horse open slide.
Incredible. You actually seem to have bells that swing back and forth in your throat.
Oh, it's a tonsil.
What a pity the world must be robbed of such beauty.
Huh?
If you played Santa Claus and made your entrance singing Jingle Bells, it would be the theatrical event of the century.
Bigger than the Avon Comedy Fall?
I think so. Well, why discuss it? I admire the stand you've taken, and you mustn't change it.
Wait a minute. You can't tell me what to do.
I can't?
No. If I want to play Santa Claus, nobody can stop me.
Oh, George, you're so strong. So terribly strong.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells.
And so, Mrs. Burns, if you have any notion of wheedling me into the part of Santa Claus in your moth-eaten pageant, forget it. I won't do it, and that's final.
Then I may as well go?
You may as well.
All right. I won't bother you anymore. May I have a picture of you to take with me?
You women seem to picture me.
Yes, and if it's not too much trouble, please sign it. To Gracie, from the greatest actor of all time.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, my dear. But do you really think I'm the greatest?
Oh, certainly. I've seen lots of actors, but you're head and shoulders and so on and so forth above them all.
Well, very well. Here's your picture.
But you didn't write from the greatest actor of all time.
It's stamped on all my pictures.
Oh, my, you're handsome. I can't understand those silly people who stand in line for hours to see an Errol Flynn movie. I wait until one of your pictures is playing, and then I go right in and pick out the best seat in the house.
I had no idea you were such a devoted admirer.
Oh, I'm not the only one. You know, I saw a revival of Henry VIII not so long ago, and when you played one scene, the whole audience was in tears.
The scene where I was a feeble, broken old man.
No, the scene where you took a big bone with lots of meat on it and threw it to the dogs.
One time, that was considered quite amusing.
I love to hear you deliver lines, Mr. Lawson. Those rich, beautiful sounds come pouring out of you like wine out of a barrel.
Thank you, I think.
Mr. Lawson, I'll bet you could take just any old words and make them sound wonderful. Like, for instance, Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer.
Doesn't Santa Claus say that to his reindeer?
Yes, try it.
Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer. Jove, it does sound good, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
But I'm not satisfied. I see Dancer as a more delicate deer than Prancer. Or, how's this? Ho Dancer, Ho Prancer.
Oh, you're cute.
No, Prancer needs to be polished. I see Prancer as a frisky animal, always kicking up his heels, something like this. Ho Dancer, Ho, 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 Prancer.
Such a great performance should never be heard.
But it shall be heard. I insist that it be heard.
Oh, you're so masterful, Charles. I guess I'll have to give in.
Well, Gracie, your problem is solved. George is in there, and he's agreed to play Santa Claus.
What? Over my dead body?
Well, Gracie, it looks like you're going to have two Santa Clauses for your pageant.
Well, yeah. I think the admission tickets will have to be brown ration stamps.
What for?
Well, won't we be giving the audience the two biggest hams in the world?
George and Gracie will be right back, friends, and meanwhile, I'd like to remind you that because we're all busy these days, every little convenience can be a big help. Like 4-in-1 Swan soap, for instance. You see, one soap, Swan, the new white floating soap, is swell for baby's bath, your own bath and complexion, dishes, and light laundry. Yes, Swan is 4 soaps in one, and a great wartime buy. And now, from the makers of Swan, Christmas greetings to you all. And here again, our radio's ever-loved Mr. and Mrs., George and Gracie.
Say, George, you know who our guest is next week? John Garfield.
Oh, swell.
Oh, that poor boy. He's always been throwing into prison.
Oh, yes. They throw him into prison for $30,000 a week.
Say, do you think we can spring him in time for our show?
I'll talk to his agent. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Our thanks to our guest tonight, Elsa Lanchester, and her husband, Charles Lawton, who appeared with the kind permission of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of the Technicolor musical Thousands Cheer. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in to your Columbia station again next week, same time, when we'll have as our guest John Garfield. Remember, George Burns and Gracie Allen, CBS, next Tuesday night. And now till next Tuesday, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? And also adding, tomorrow night, don't miss the big radio treat of this year and every year. Lionel Barrymore as Old Scrooge in Charles Dickens' immortal Yuletide story, A Christmas Carol. It'll be broadcast over most of these same stations at this same time tomorrow night. Get the whole family to listen to Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol starring Lionel Barrymore, the only time this season that Mr. Barrymore will broadcast this great Christmas story. Good night, everyone.